Hello. Hello, guys. Good evening, everyone. So, guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me, everyone? And the students who are on YouTube also, guys, can you hear me? So, everyone, can you hear me? So, I can see yes, Rachit, all of you are saying yes, you guys can hear me. So, I can see that yes. Okay. So, everyone can hear me. Okay, Ji. Okay. Oh, guys, that's great. That's great. Just give me a second. Okay. So, I got the confirmation on both sides that yes, even the students on YouTube can hear me. Oh, guys. So every one of you can hear me. I can see that yes, you guys can hear me, all of you. Okay, Ji. Chaliye, guys. Let's talk about today's session. So in today's session, guys, we will be discussing about the most important thing, that is your schemes here. Okay. So first of all, guys, do let me know honestly that how many of you have a fear of schemes. Honestly, in the chat box, do let me know about how many of you have fear of the schemes. Okay. Okay. Okay, Ji. So I can see many of you are saying yes, 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 sir. We are having me. I can see Arpita, Ashish. Many of you are saying that yes. Even I can see on YouTube, Yukta is saying that yes, you guys have fear of the thing. Okay. Okay, Ji. It's too fat rich. Some of you are saying yes. Guys, can you elaborate a little bit? What are the things that you are basically feeling that is the thing you face difficult when you're covering the schemes? Okay. What are the things you feel? Okay. You can tell me. Ears are confusing, what to read, remembering too much data, the things here that you guys are telling me. Okay. So when I talk about the things, guys, in schemes, I know these are data heavy, first of all. Then the second important thing is the students find really difficult on what to read, what to leave. That's the second point. Third point, what I can see here is that many of the students always feel that what actually I should have to read because the data is heavy. So first of all, let's start with the basic here, that what are the things actually you have to cover in the schemes, or what are the things how you should approach the schemes. Let me just give you a brief here. Okay. The filtration point I will also be discussing, and then I will be discussing what actually we'll be doing in this session today. So first of all, guys, when I talk about that, what actually are the government schemes play a very important role in your NABARD examination. As we can see, around 10 to 12 questions in the ESI section, 2 to 3 questions in the ARD section, and you can say 1 to 2 questions we can see in GA section. In totality, if I talk about here, so we can witness around 14 to 15 questions easily. Minimum 14 to 15 questions we can witness in the NABARD examination, that is in the phase 1 examination. And in the phase 2, we always know that schemes play a very important role. So there also, out of 30 questions, you can expect around 7 to 8 questions, or I can say 10 to 12 questions that could be asked from schemes. Okay, Ji? So now let's coming to the thing that you always have a fear, how you should approach the schemes. So for that thing, guys, I always say a simple thing to a student, that break down the schemes whenever you are reading a scheme. So what actually are the basic dimensions that you must cover when you are preparing a scheme? These are launch year, the ministry, aim, objective, and then I will say target, tenure, or budget allocation. And first of all, focus on these things. And then the next thing should be, along with that, the final should be the key features here. Okay. See, the lectures will be different. Do not worry, Shweta. Here, when I talk about the things here, only this section, only guys for the YouTube persons, only this section of live practice session will be there, which is live with YouTube. Rest other two sections, I will be covering some another important things. Okay, so these are just one demo lecture that is for the scheme, that is this one only. Okay, and the upcoming sessions for the schemes tomorrow onwards, they are not streamed on YouTube, so they will be here only. Okay, so do not worry on that thing. It's not that we are providing everything on live practice. Every class of current affairs is on YouTube. It's not like that. Just this lecture is here. And for the YouTube students, guys, we are basically from here, you can understand that how we are basically conducting this kind of classes here. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear to everybody so that we can proceed to the session. Clear? Okay, so clear to everyone? I think Shweta, Abhinav, clear this thing so that I can proceed to the session. Jessica, I will be coming to the homework also. I will be talking about that thing also. Okay, guys, do not worry. You will be getting the PDF also. Do not worry. The PDF will be there in your course. Okay, ji? Chaliye. So let's start with the session now here. Okay, ji? Where we will be talking about the important schemes from April and May. Okay. Here in the session, guys, I will be talking two very important schemes which are clearly defined in the NABARD notification. Okay. So do not worry, we will be covering the schemes in such a way that you can recall the schemes also, you can able to retain the years also. So we will be covering on that perspective. Okay. Chaliye. So tell me now, how many of you have at least read a scheme one time? How many of you have read a scheme at least one time? That's point number one. Okay. And the second will be, okay, so I can see yes. Many of you have said that yes, you have read it once. Okay, okay, that's good. So let's see how many of you have read, and where we will be basically discussing the thing here. Okay, ji. Chale guys. Let's proceed with the first scheme. Okay, ji. That is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Okay, so guys, we will be conducting the questions first, then I will be explaining you the scheme also, and we will be explaining the scheme in such a way where we will be making a small story to understand the scheme. Okay, ji, I hope many of the things you might remember, you might have heard also. So, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana provides a health coverage of rupees how much per year per family, irrespective of the number of family members. Let's start with a very basic question here. The answer is very easy here. I can see every one of you have given me the right answer here. That's option number E. 5 lakh rupees is the answer here. Okay, ji. When I talk about Jan Arogya Yojana, it is basically the scheme which is talking about health insurance. Now, guys, I would be saying to everyone who is in the class here to first of all make a small visualization in your mind so that whenever you come across these kind of people, you always remember this scheme. Okay, ji. Let's talk about the first thing here. Now, for health insurance, take about the persons, for example, the people who are not able to purchase the life insurances like we can. Okay, so that's the thing here. The persons who are not able to purchase the life insurances or health insurance, think about that specific family and then focus on the thing. ठीक है जी? तो ये चीज हम लोग इमेजिन करेंगे और फिर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. चलिए अब करते हैं हमारा सेकंड क्वेश्चन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द जन आरोग्य योजना, एंड देन आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग द थिंग. Understand that point. It is a central sponsored scheme. It says person can avail the benefits on all private sector hospitals. Then it says premium per family is 1052 per year. So here, guys, I am asking you which of the following statements here are incorrect. Okay, so I am basically asking you the incorrect statement here. ठीक है जी? So what would be the answer here? Okay, with respect to incorrect statement here, answer would be option number C. B and C will be the answer here. That is B and C are incorrect here. Why? Sorry. It will be correct only. A and C are correct here. Sorry for my mistake here. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Chaliye. So it would be option number A and C will be the answer. That is the thing I'm getting here is that it is a center sponsored scheme and basically premium per family is 1052 per year. That's absolutely right. Second statement only is wrong here, okay, which says the persons can avail the benefits from the empaneled hospitals, not all private sector hospitals. Okay, ji? चलिए, so that's an apology from me in the starting. तो सर बोलोगे पहली बार में सर ने गलती कर दी, ठीक है जी? Do not be on that thing, ठीक है जी? So गलती की नहीं है, ठीक है? So that's the thing to be remembered. Correct is A and C will be the correct statement here. That's option number B. Now let's talk about the Jan Arogya Yojana. What actually is the scheme? So visualize. First of all, tell me everyone in the chat box, you have visualized the person in your memory which cannot afford a health insurance. जैसे वो बहुत rich नहीं है, small members हैं, and you want them to take the health insurance. Visualize everyone. Quickly tell me in the chat box. Quickly, guys, quickly. That's how we will be understanding the schemes, so that you can retain the schemes. That's the prime objective. Okay. So guys, can anybody tell me whether my video is fine with you? TKG, some of you are saying my videos, there is a lag in video and there is a lag in video and my audio. Is everything fine? Quickly tell me. Okay, so many of you are saying there is a lag in here. TKG. I think guys, I have heard on I'm hearing somebody here also, but on YouTube also, guys, you can tell me about that thing. Is everything fine here? Is everything fine? Okay, so I can see yes, everything is fine here. Okay, Ji, let's continue here. Okay, Ji. Guys, with respect to the queries that many of the students are asking me in the chat box, that sir, shall I read a whole document? Shall I skip this thing or this thing? Do not worry, guys. Okay, Ji. I will be telling each and everything, but at the end, just wait till the end. I will be taking each and every query of yours. Okay. First of all, let's focus on the core thing here. That's on the schemes that we'll be discussing today. So visualize everyone that we have a person TKJ in our society who cannot afford a health insurance. Now, what should we do for that person? So the government decided on that thing, TKJ. In the year 2018, government proposed the thing that we want that there should be a health insurance should be given to the persons. So what was the thing here? The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare come forward in 2018 where they sought, उन्होंने मीटिंग बिठाई किसकी नेशनल हेल्थ अथॉरिटी की और स्टेट हेल्थ अथॉरिटी की. आप दोनों बैठिए और हमें बताइए कि क्या इशू है, व्हाई एवरीवन इन इंडिया कैन नॉट अफोर्ड अ हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी. Most important thing was because there is a premium here. Many of the persons cannot afford the premium, so that's why they cannot purchase a health insurance policy. और health insurance तो महंगी भी बहुत है और पता भी नहीं है कई लोगों को. तो क्या हुआ? Government ने बोला, we will make a centrally sponsored scheme here where both center and state we will be contributing there. Okay, and then the approximation when the state asks and the center asks, what is the as per your approximation, how many people need a health insurance? So they said the aim here is that we want to cover 12 crore poor people, which have 12 crore poor and vulnerable families. When approximation here will be 55 crore people. यानी कि हमें bottom 45% population को cover करना है who is not able to get the health insurance. That's the basic thing that the national and state level tell to the center here. Center says, okay, now this is the target here. We want to reach, first of all, the bottom 40% of the Indian population. Then how we will do this thing? So with that, the state says, we will be providing a universal health coverage because that would be the objective here. Then we will move from sectoral and segmented approaches of health service so that a comprehensive healthcare services can be provided here. Now, the next thing was that how you can say that these are the people who are from bottom 40%. Then again, the persons from state health authority and national health authority says, sir, do not worry. We have a solution here. What is the solution here? We will be using the data of socio-economic caste census that was released in the year 2011. So that's the thing here. Households will be calculated, households will be based according to the latest socio-economic caste census data, which will be covering the rural and urban area. So that is again the thing here. We will not be neglecting anyone. We will be covering everything based on the socio-economic caste census. Now, the main thing from where we started was the premium. The center's first question was that why now health insurance is there? Because so there is a defined premium. But now center is not that much rich now, where the central government will say, do not worry. You bring about this 55 crore people, I will pay the premium. If a premium is more, how can the center be prepared for that? So then it was decided that at this point of time, as on now, center says, okay, this, let's say this as a premium. So premium is 1052 per family, which is shared between center and state here, 60:40 ratio. So remember this fact. Okay. So whenever you come across that person, 1052, that is 60:40 here. Okay, Ji? Okay, chaliye. So premium is 1052 rupees here. Then guys, the next is components of the Ayushman Bharat scheme here. Okay, what are the components here? So basically, if I talk about the Ayushman Bharat scheme here, there are two components. One is primary focusing, second is on the tertiary and secondary sector here. So with respect to primary sector, the health insurance will not be provided here. For that, the thing was announced is that health and wellness centers will be created at the primary level. 1,50,000 health and wellness centers will be created, whose purpose will be basically to transform the existing primary sector here. Then they would be delivering a comprehensive primary healthcare services, which would be near to the home of a person. So you can see around you that many dispensaries or many basically small kind of hospitals are being updated. That's the purpose of this Ayushman Bharat scheme here. Okay, now let's come to this health insurance policy here. The most important thing is if you are giving some premium, what would be the health coverage here? So health coverage here was that is rupees 5 lakh per beneficiary per family. Yani ki 5 lakh per beneficiary family per annum for secondary and tertiary care will be provided. So that's the most important point to be remembered here. That is secondary and tertiary care is the right thing here. Okay. No, Hari, I'm saying that the question that I'm saying is option number B. C is right here. I'm saying that it's not incorrect. This is sorry on my part. That's what I was saying. That option number C is right. Do not worry. It's the question is absolute right. It's which of the following statements are correct here. Only the second statement is wrong here. That's what I just told you just in the beginning. Okay. So there's a confusion there. So that's what I just told you there. Okay, Ji. Then hospitalization, the question that has been asked in the earlier NABARD examination. So if you are going to the hospital, will you just be admitted and will get the insurance? No. So they said that they will be giving you 3 days of pre-hospitalization and 15 days of post-hospitalization, which means if you are getting some kind of surgery, so 3 days before if you go there, that will be covered and 15 days per hospitalization will be covered here. Okay, Ji. Benefits are portable, which means that could be achieved anywhere in the country. Now, it will not be available on all public sector here. It will be available in both public as well as empaneled private societies here. Okay, Ji. Then the next important thing here is in the states where Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana is not implemented, National Health Authority said that they will directly empanel the hospitals so that the beneficiaries under the scheme can avail the benefit here. Okay, Ji. It has subsumed the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana that was launched in the year 2008. Subsumed means the scheme was earlier separately. Now it is a part of this specific scheme here. Okay, Ji. So Ayushman Bharat Mission and Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Health Infrastructure Mission are other components of this specific mission here. So is it clear to everybody? Okay. So I can see some of you are saying that in the YouTube, I can see many of the students are saying, sir, please check page 4 of the April. It is not mentioned here. It's not mentioned. The reason being is because it got updated in the month of July, not in the month of April. That's the thing here. So guys, the scheme that I will be discussing with you today here is do not assume that just the month of April is covered here, because the Jan Arogya Yojana was seen in the month of April also, May also, as well as in the month of June also. Okay. So that is the reason you might be feeling that it's not being mentioned in the month of April, but it's mentioned later on. So we have updated the mind map. So all the things that I will be discussing here will be in such a way where we are not just focusing on the month of April. The scheme consistently got repeated. Okay. So this is a scheme which was there in the month of April also, and we will be covering those schemes because it was in April also, May also, as well as in the month of July also. So that's why I have covered the scheme in such a way where till the month of July, if there is an update, that's covered here. Is it clear to everybody? Okay. See, budgetary allocation at this point of will not be that much important, Isha. Okay. So that's the thing here. That's why the thing here, TKG, that will be the thing here. See, premium to center is paying, na? Premium to dekho, the thing is, it says that 1,052 per family per 1,052 per year per family will be paid here. And the next thing here is look at the point here. It says in states where the scheme is not implemented, National Health Authority will be directly impaneling the hospitals. So it's not that the state will be there. ठीक है जी, that's the point. It's not that the state will be here. The point is they will directly, National Health Authority will now come here and it will empanel the hospitals here. ठीक है जी, I will definitely do that. Is it clear to everybody? The first scheme is clear to everybody. Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana clear to everybody, so that I can proceed with the next scheme here. Okay. So guys, I can see many of you are saying that there's a voice lagging issue here. So I would just request one of the students here that kindly rejoin the meeting. Okay, kindly rejoin the meeting and then say that whether still the issue persists or not. So tell me about that. Okay. So I would just request to those students kindly rejoin the session and then see whether there is a still issue of lagging or not. Okay, ji. ठीक है, just give me a second, guys. Okay, that's the thing here. So if I talk about Jan Arogya Yojana, it's not being implemented in the state of West Bengal. ठीक है जी, वेस्ट बंगाल में यहाँ पे implement नहीं होती और दिल्ली में भी implement नहीं हो रही है. ठीक है, that's the thing here. So year launch I have already discussed, that's in the year 2018 here. Okay ji, so it is clear to everybody now? Clear guys, clear? Chali, so I can see that yes, it's clear to everybody now. Let's focus on the next scheme now. Okay ji? Quickly tell me guys, is it clear to everybody so that I can proceed with the next scheme? Okay, so I can see yes, you have cleared it with this thing. Now let's proceed with the next thing here. ठीक है जी, that's the thing here. ठीक है, that's the thing. चलिए, let's proceed with the next scheme here now. That is the Amrit Dharohar scheme here. So I always say there are two kind of schemes here. That is Amrit Dharohar. ठीक है, and do not confuse Amrit Dharohar with Amrit Sarovar here. ठीक है, एक है Amrit Sarovar. That's the initiative with respect to ponds here. And I always say Sarovar is ponds, whereas Dharohar is Dhara here. So Aishwarya Singh's PMJAY is under Ayushman Bharat. Absolutely right, Aishwarya. That is, if I talk about Jan Arogya Yojana or Ayushman Bharat scheme here, basically there are two components. One is primary health sector and the second one is Jan Arogya Yojana. It is 5 lakh per person per family. I think that is 5 lakh per beneficiary family member. Okay? That is per beneficiary. Okay, ji? Chaliye, so Dharohar is basically Dhara. Remember it with that thing. Okay? I'm just giving you, that is the thing. Dharohar is Dhara. Okay? I'm just giving you a trick to remember this thing. Dharohar is Dhara, Sarovar is pond here. Okay? Chaliye ji, let's talk about the scheme here. Which of the following statements here are correct with respect to the Amrit Dharohar scheme here? That's it. Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is the nodal ministry for the scheme here. It was launched in the year 2023 and it will be applicable for the year 2023-24 to 2027-28. So what would be the answer here? 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So what would be the answer here? Quickly tell me, guys. So here the answer will be option number A, because it will be implemented till 2026-27. That's why first and second statement is wrong here, but the third one is wrong. First and second are right here. Okay, ji? Chaliye. Let's proceed with the next question on the Amrit Dharohar scheme here. The second question is, which of the following statement is not correct with respect to the objective of Amrit Dharohar scheme here? Integrated management of wetlands for green growth will be the part here. Developing nature and culture-based tourism at the site here. Community stewardship for hinterland-based livelihood, heritage, and culture will be there. Then it says building convergence with different ministries and departments, state government, research and academic institutions, and industrial sector will be the part of the scheme here. So which of the following statement is not correct with respect to the Amrit Dharohar scheme here? The answer will be option number C. Option number C will be the answer here. Okay, ji? That would be the answer here. Now, when I talk about the thing here, it says integrated management of wetlands will be there. Community stewardship of wetland will be there, not hinterland. So community stewardship for wetland-based livelihood, heritage and culture will be there, not for hinterland point. Okay, ji? Now, let's talk about the Amrit Dharohar scheme here. So this was the scheme that was announced in this year's budget. So this is focusing basically on the wetland system in India. Okay. So with respect to the conservation of wetlands, this scheme was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change this year, that is in the year 2023. The scheme will be running for the coming 3 years, that is 23-24 to 26-27 here. Okay. Now, what actually is the purpose here? How you will be conserving the wetland? Basically, by encouraging the optimal use of wetlands and enhancing the biodiversity part here. Okay. Then is to achieve this sustainable ecosystem development so that the local communities could be, their development could be done here. So that's the point here. Okay, ji. Then the next, if I talk about here, the objectives I've already discussed here. So how you will be basically managing the wetlands. First of all, the management has to be integrated. That's the first point here. So that green growth will be there. Second will be developing a nature and culture based tourism, as you look at the wetland site here. अब यहाँ पे आप क्या करोगे? यहाँ पे आप कोई होटल तो बना नहीं पाओगे. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप वेटलैंड के बीच में आप बोले कि नहीं जी आप कुछ भी बना लीजिए. नहीं. So basically culture based tourism will be promoted here. ठीक है. Community stewardship will be done here for the water based, for the wetland based, for which means community will be developed for wetland based livelihood, heritage and culture here. Okay ji. Then you will be building, basically different ministries and departments will be involved so that the research and industrial sector, research as well as academic institution research sector will be there, so that green growth will be promoted in the Amrit Dharohar scheme here. Now, what actually are the other things here? That is, it will promote the wetland conservation, basically community participation होगा, जैसे मैंने आपको objective में बताया है. Local communities will be helped so that they could conserve the wetland ecosystem here. Then, if I talk about here, the implementation. So, Amrit Dharohar are the convergence of other different programs of the central and state government here. Okay, so clear to everybody, Amrit Dharohar scheme here. Okay, now if I ask you with respect to wetlands here, can anybody tell me how many number of Ramsar wetland sites are there in India? Quickly, guys, because this is the purpose of revision here also. Na? We are not just here for reading a scheme. Number of wetland sites, that is absolutely right. So we have 75 number of Ramsar wetland sites in India. Can you tell me the largest and the smallest wetland site in India? Largest wetland site in India. Quickly, guys, tell me about that thing. Okay. Largest is absolutely fine. It's Sundarbans. Can you tell me the smallest one? Which is the smallest one? It is the Renuka wetland. Absolutely right. The smallest wetland is the Renuka wetland and the largest one is in Sundarbans. Okay, so that's the thing here. Smallest is in Renuka here. Okay, ji. So that is with respect to the wetland sites here. Okay, ji. So we have discussed about this specific scheme. I hope this scheme is clear to everybody now. I think one person on YouTube is saying that then in this case, it should be 4 years, but it was mentioned in the scheme, it will be implemented about 3 years. See, if I talk about the tenure as per the official guideline that was released, Rohit, it was said that the scheme will be implemented from 23-24 to 26-27. So these are financial years here. 23-24, 25-26, 27-28. So 3 financial years, totally 3 years ही बने ना ये. 23-24 1 year, then it will be 25-26 second year, and 26-27 it will be 3 year, third year. So that's the thing here. Okay, that's the point here. Okay, so guys, with respect to features that I was just discussing here is that first of all, what it will do, green growth will lead to basically conservation. That is the point here. You have to promote the wetland conservation and basically community participation here. Second thing here is, now if your wetlands are conserved, local communities will basically be conserving their wetlands here, and the implementation of the Amrit Dharohar are basically the convergence of the other center and state government schemes which are in relation to the wetlands here. So I hope this is clear now, Anshu. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear to everybody now? Quickly, guys. Okay. See, I think it's 4 years now, okay? Because if we look at the official guidelines, they have mentioned this also as this tenure was mentioned, so it will be 4 years. So in that case, it would be 4 years then, okay? So then it would be 4 cases here, 23, 24, 24, 25, 25, 26, and 26, 27. It would be 4 years in this case. Okay, ji? So it would be 4 years. Okay. So I hope this thing is clear to everybody, guys. The tenure is, we remember for us, that is 23-24 to 26-27. So it would be 4 years. In calculation, it could be 4 years also. So it's 4 years then. Okay, Ji. That is the point you have to remember, is basically 26-27, that till the time the scheme will be implemented. Okay, Ji. That's the point here. Now, let's talk about our third scheme, that is the mystery scheme here. Because if I talk about the budget, guys, 3 prominent schemes were there. First of all was the Amrit Dharohar scheme was there. Then was the mystery scheme that was released here. I always say mystery is mangrove. Okay? So when I have taken my budget session also, I always said to the persons that remember these things. Dharohar, Dhara is Dharohar, that is wetland. Then mystery is mangroves. And the third one is basically Pranam. Pranam kisko karna hai? To the fertilizers. So Pranam scheme is related to fertilizers. Now mystery, if you talk about, the scheme is saying it's mangrove initiative for shoreline habits and tangible incomes here. Okay, that's the point here. Then is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is the nodal ministry for the scheme here. It was launched in the year 2023 and the tenure is 5 years from the commencing of financial year 23-24 onwards. So what would be the answer here? Okay, Ji. Is it 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, or none of the above? So which of the following statements given here are correct? So guys, the answer here will be option number D. 1, 2 and 3 will be the correct statement here. So all the statements given here are correct with respect to the mystery scheme here. Okay. Now the next question on this specific scheme is, which one of the following statements given here are incorrect with respect to the mystery scheme here? It basically aims at facilitating the mangrove plantations, the coastline on the salt pond land. It is implemented through the convergence between MG Narega's Campa Fund and other sources. And the next is, it promotes the development of 640 square kilometer. So here, what should be the incorrect statement here? Yes, guys, option number C is incorrect here because it's not 640, it's 540 square kilometer. And okay, if I ask you further one question here. So I can see this is a scheme that majority of students have read because I can get the answer from all of you. All of you have read this scheme. So, okay, can you tell me? I was just getting the answer in my live practice session batch. So many students are giving me the right answer here. Is it implemented all across India? The answer is no. It will be implemented in 11 states and 2 union territories. Simply remember, guys, I told you Mishti is mangroves. Mishti mangroves. So mangroves are not being there in every part, every state of India. Na? So it will not be implemented in each state of India. Okay. Remember this thing only. So it will be 11 states and 2 union territories. Okay. So this is the thing here. It was again announced in the budget. The scheme was under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. This is what I was discussing with you, that the development of mangroves will be there in 11 states and union territories, where focus is basically on the 540 square kilometer. Okay. That's the thing here. Then it will facilitate basically the mangrove plantation. So mangrove plantations will be facilitated, that how the mangrove plantations can be enhanced. That's the prime thing here. And the best practices basically, because when you are facilitating the mangrove plantation, you have to work on different techniques. That is the thing here. Plantation technique, first of all, how you will be planting these mangroves, how you will be conserving these mangroves is the second part here. Third is managing the thing, because you have planted a tree, you have conserved a tree, but for that you need a proper management, that is management practices. And who will be helping you here? Mobilization will be done in the help of public-private partnership form. Okay, public-private partnerships will be helping you here. So is it clear to everybody, guys? Because I always say make a small stories in your mind. I know it will be really, really difficult to make a story at the instance point, but just make a small visualization in your mind when you are reminding the schemes, when you are remembering the schemes. Clear, everybody? And tell me honestly, guys, you guys are feeling relaxed a little bit about the schemes now? Okay? When you are making a smaller stories in your mind, when you are visualizing something, is it making difference? Is it making easy for you? Yes, with respect to wetlands and hinterlands, see, I at this point of time, so I cannot give you the exact difference, between the wetlands and hinterlands. So do not worry, when I will be coming in the tomorrow's class, I will be helping you on that thing also, the difference between wetlands and hinterlands. Okay? Okay, quickly tell me, guys. So every one of you are enjoying this thing, okay, by making a small story in your mind and understanding the scheme. Is it helpful for everybody? Guys, YouTube students can also tell me, and even the course students. Easy aa raha hai, maza aa raha hai? ठीक है जी? And also, I just want to ask you one thing, guys, because I can see many of the students are saying me, sir, can you take the session in bilingual form also? So to tell me about that thing also. You want me to take this session in pure English, or you want me to be a little bit bilingual here also? Okay, quickly. Okay, so I can see many of you are saying, sir, please take it in English. Some of you are saying bilingual. So, okay, I will be taking the majority of the session in English. Okay. And in small cases, if I get some kind of example here, which I cannot make in English, guys, I will be giving that thing in the Hindi also. Okay. But do not worry, I will be making you understand about that thing. It will not be that I will be talking the scheme I will be taking the scheme in English. Do not worry. Okay. I will tell you some kind of, you can see mnemonics or some kind of things that totally depends on. Okay. So that is what I will be explaining you there. ठीक है जी. MJ Regas, do not worry, I will be discussing about that also. And Campa fund is basically a fund that is by the name of compensatory afforestation management fund. Okay, that's the thing here. चलिए जी, let's discuss. This thing is clear, mystery scheme is clear. Now let's talk about the next scheme here. ठीक है जी. No, Saurabh, we are basically discussing the mixed schemes. It's not that we are just discussing the budget schemes also. We are discussing the mix of schemes. ठीक है जी. कुछ budget में आई हैं, कुछ नहीं आई, तो mix करके हम discuss करेंगे यहाँ पे. ठीक है. चलिए. So you have clear with this thing. चलिए. Let's quickly take your revision here now. ठीक है. Quickly tell me how many of you know this thing here. Pre and post hospitalization under Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Quickly, guys. Quickly. What should be the answer? Quickly tell me. Let's see how many of you have just gone through this scheme properly. So it's 3 days and 15 days. Absolutely right here. Which scheme has been subsumed under the Jan Arogya Yojana? I have just discussed with you. What was the name of the scheme? Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana. Absolutely right, guys. Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana that was launched in the 2008. Absolutely right. Then what are the key features of the Jan Arogya Yojana? Premium is 1,052 rupees here, which is in the range of 60 to 40. Health insurance of 5 lakh will be provided here in terms of tertiary and secondary care. So clear everybody? Clear this thing? मजा आया? ठीक है? ठीक है? That's the thing here. Okay? Clear? चलिए. Let's talk about the next scheme. Now let's see how many of you have understood the Amrit Roar scheme now. So Amrit Roar scheme, ministry here is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Absolutely right. What's the tenure of the Amrit Roar scheme? Quickly, guys. That's basically for the purpose of, that is 23, 24 to 26, 27. So guys, I will be telling you one thing here. Do not get confused between 4 years and 3 years, because if you look at the examination, if the date is clearly being mentioned, they will directly ask you the date here. So this year is important for us. You do not have to mention 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, not like that. Okay? That's the thing here. With respect to the next thing, key features, wetland conservation through community participation. So what are the key features? The purpose is wetland conservation will be done here through the perspective of community participation here. Okay, ji? Chaliye. Let's revise our third scheme for the day, that is Mishti scheme here. So Mishti scheme focus was on mangroves along coastline and salt pan lands. The tenure of the scheme is, we know it's for the purpose of 5 years, that is from 23-24 onwards till 5 years. Okay, ji? 27-28. Mangrove development will be done, that is in across 540 square kilometer, which is across 11 states and 2 union territories here. Then convergence of the scheme will be done along with MG Narega's, Campa and other prominent specific schemes of states, which will be helping on mangroves betterment. Okay, ji? So clear everybody? How? Okay, tell me honestly, how you have enjoyed this thing? Okay, how you like this quick revision? Superb, tik-tak, maza aaya? Quickly tell me. Was it a superb thing? Okay, tell me quickly. Was it a superb thing? Okay, chaliye. So I can say many of you are saying revision was super. ठीक है जी? See, guys, I can see many of you are confused that which scheme shall I cover, whether these lectures will be enough or not. I will be taking each and every query here. Do not worry. See, I just wanted to say one thing here. In this live session, when we are conducting this session, the purpose of mine also is to help you cover all the important schemes which are there in the news. This is my sole objective while I'm coming with these specific sessions here. Second thing is, I just request one thing on your end, guys. If you have a query, it's not that I'm denying that I will not be taking your queries. I will be taking your queries. Just a small request on my end. I will be taking the queries at the end. So keep your queries, note down your queries. I will be taking at the end. Is it fine with everybody? Quickly tell me. Is it fine with everyone? Quickly, guys, quickly. Because this is one thing I want, because I do not want the flow to be broken on. Okay? Clear to everybody? Note down your queries, guys. I'm definitely saying I will be taking each and every query of yours. Do not worry. Do not worry. Okay? चलिए जी. Chaliye guys, let's talk about the next important scheme here, Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme. This is again something that was very, very important, released in the budget this year. Okay, so Ministry of Women and Child Development is basically the nodal ministry for the scheme here. Bank of Baroda is the first bank to implement the scheme here. Then interest earned on the scheme is not taxable. Quickly tell me, which of the following statements given here are incorrect? Let's see now. Now, if I just give you a background of this thing, when the finance minister launched this specific scheme, now she said a very important thing. She said, we want that we want to give a samman to a woman, respect to a woman, where we want that the savings that they have, they should utilize this saving, formalize this saving. Okay. So what should be the answer here? Answer here is option number D, guys. All the statements given here are incorrect here. All the statements given here are incorrect. Option number D. Interest earned on the scheme is taxable. It's not taxable, it's taxable in nature. So this is something, there was an article in the month of May. Interest earned on the scheme is taxable. It's not Bank of Baroda, it's Bank of India. That is the first bank to implement the scheme here. Okay. And the first question was, it's not Ministry of Women and Child Development. It's basically the Ministry of Finance here, who is implementing this scheme. So clear, the answer will be option number D. All the statements given here are incorrect. Clear to everybody? Quickly tell me, guys, clear to everyone, so that I can proceed further on. Okay, Ji, I can see that clear to everyone. Yes, let's proceed further on. Next question is, which of the following statements given here are correct with respect to the accounts that are opened under the Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme? It can be opened by a woman for herself. A guardian can open an account on behalf of a minor girl under this Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme. An individual may open only 2 accounts subject to a maximum limit of deposit specified under the scheme here. Quickly tell me. I think this is one scheme many of the students are familiar here with. Okay? I can see majority of you are giving me the answer, which means every one of you are familiar with this specific scheme here. Familiar with everyone. Okay? I hope every one of you know this thing here. That's really nice of you. So answer here will be option number A. Absolutely right. 1 and 2 here, guys. An individual may open multiple number of accounts. Yes, with a gap of 3 months. The important thing is it's not a maximum. That is, it is subjected to the maximum limit for the deposit under the Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme. Now, can you guys tell me what is the maximum deposit limit under the Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme? Minimum and maximum deposit. Minimum and maximum deposit here. Minimum is 1,000 rupees and maximum is 2 lakh rupees here. Now here, visualize one very important thing. Okay? If your mother is housewife, visualize her. Just visualize your mother if she is a housewife, or visualize any person near to you, okay, ji, who is a housewife or who basically earns and is taking the money, keeping the money just in the home here. So for that purpose, government comes with a scheme here and government says, let us give you a samman. Let us give these women a respect because they are the persons who are running the house, running the home. So what government said? Government said, okay, let's give them a samman here. कैसे सम्मान देंगे? ठीक है, think on that perspective. आपको अपने मम्मा को देना है कि मम्मा ठीक है, you should invest the money in the bank. How the mama will be investing? Because mama will not listen to you first of all. ठीक है, quickly tell me, होता है ना ये? Every one of you completely relate to me ना? Mama does not understand us. If I say to mama that mama please, you have a money deposit in the bank. Mama बोलेगी नहीं, money नहीं आता. I'm not getting some money. I'm not getting any kind of interest. It happens with everyone ना? So see, think about visualization here. Let's make this session a little bit funny also. I do not want you all to be stressed here. होता ना ये चीज, तो क्या करेंगे अब हम बोलेंगे ठीक है मम्मा आओ, कोई चक्कर नहीं है. The finance minister, who himself is a woman, she comes forward and she said, okay, we want to give you a samman here. How? She said, I am launching a scheme now this year where I, being a finance minister, will be helping you, where you have to basically give me bring your money and deposit it to us, where the depositing amount is also there. It's from 1st of April 2023 to 31st of March 2025 here. Okay? Then, how this thing? It's scheme that is exclusively for women and girls. So, mama, it's definitely for you. Or it's if you have a sister, it's definitely for you. Exclusively for women and girls in India. Now, who will be opening account? A woman herself can open account. Okay? If a person is a minor, so guardian on behalf of her can open an account here. Any individual can open any number of accounts, but it should subject to a maximum limit, that is 2 lakh rupees here. And the time gap should be 3 months. That should be there in between the different accounts here. Now, very important thing that is a very important thing to be remembered here is that, guys, that this account can be opened only by a single holder, which means if an examiner, how it will be playing with you is, there is no joint account holder. Let's say you have a mother and a sister. So mother and sister say, okay, हम लोग इकट्ठा मिलकर account खोल लेते हैं. नहीं, single खोलेगा. ठीक है? Single holder type account will be opened here. Okay, ji? That's the thing here. Then, with respect to the investment limit here, I have just discussed with you, minimum it's 1,000 rupees, maximum 2 lakh can be done here. And it says no subsequent deposit shall be allowed in that account. It's not that you have opened an account, okay, you are creating a deposit of 3 lakh rupees. No. If you have reached the maximum limit, then you cannot deposit that thing in your account. So maximum is 2 lakh rupees. That's a very important thing to be remembered here. Okay, ji? The deposits that you are sending there, it will be matured after 2 years. With a fixed rate of interest, that is 7.5% here. Always, if I talk about my mama always say, how much I will be getting? 5%, 4%. They are not giving me much. I said, mama, do not worry. They are giving you 7.5%, more than the saving rate of interest. So I would request, whenever you see your mother, if your mother is housewife, see, she is now depositing some kind of money with her. Think about Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme here. Okay, ji. Now, whether the next question that comes to your mind of the mother is, I have deposited money on your ZID. मैंने पैसा deposit किया. Can I withdraw it partially? Yes, mama, you can withdraw it partially. That's after first year. So after first year, the withdraw can be done. That is, partial withdraw is allowed here, where account holder will be getting maximum 40% of the balance. Maximum 40% of the balance can be withdrawn. That's the first thing here. Account shall not be closed. Okay, account cannot be closed before maturity. Just 2 cases are given here. First of all, if a death of the account holder is there, so then the account will be closed here. And the second is in case of extreme compassionate grounds. For example, some medical life-threatening disease is there. Yes, then the person can take the money back from there. Then the account can be closed. Next is, guys, premature closure. So whether the account can be closed before the 2 years also, yes, the account can be closed, but it will be closed after 6 months of the opening. And there you will not be getting 7.5% rate of interest. There you will be getting reduction of 2%, which will be 5.5%. That's the thing that is the important to be remembered here. Okay, ji. Bank of India, first the interest earned from the schemes is taxable in nature. Okay, that's the point here. Akshay, with respect to NRIs, I think they have not given the exact thing, has not been given there, whether an NRI can be done or not, because that has not been defined here also. Okay, that's not been defined in this specific scheme. Now, if I ask you a very basic question here, okay, ji, there is not one thing that is written here, which an examiner might ask you in the examination is, they can return the thing is that is only qualified scheduled commercial banks will be there here. Okay, ji, so qualified scheduled commercial banks will be eligible under the scheme. That is right. Absolutely. So qualified scheduled commercial banks will be there here. Okay, ji, so there is no economic criteria here. All women are eligible. That's the first point that is written here. Okay, ji, exclusively for women. It's not written that is something of that sort. Clearly, it is saying exclusively for women and girls in India. Okay, ji, clear to everybody? So now you will be helping your mother to open an account here. Quickly tell me. Okay, chaliye. Okay, so I can see here, yes, now, okay, ji, chaliye, that's really nice. Okay, so now the visualization for us with respect to Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme is our mothers, if they are a housewoman. Okay, ji, chaliye. So you are enjoying this thing now, enjoying the short stories that we are making, because then I think it will be easy for you to remember the schemes. Enjoying these things. Okay, enjoying the smart stories. विकी सिंह सर ऑलरेडी किया तो बेटर है, आप जब भी देखोगे मम्मा को तो आपको ये स्कीम वैसे ही याद है. ठीक है, चलिए जी. Let's talk about the next important scheme here. Now coming from other, giving her a samman. Now let's talk about the next important scheme is that is Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. So guys, ठीक है जी, little bit I will be pacing up also now slowly here. ठीक है जी, तो Digital India Land Record Modernization Program के बारे में बात करते हैं. It's a scheme of Ministry of Rural Development. ठीक है जी, it was launched in the year 2010 and it is a central sector scheme here. So what should be the right statement here? So right here is option number B, as the scheme was not launched in 2010, it was launched in the year 2008 here. The name itself is giving you the answer. Digital India Land Record Modernization, that is digitization of land is being talked about here. Next thing is government has approved the extension of the Digital India Land Record Modernization for a period of 5 years. Can you tell me till which period this scheme has been extended? The scheme has now been extended from a period of 5 years, that is from 21-22 to 25-26. That's a recent happening with respect to this specific scheme here. That is the Digital India Land Record Modernization Program here. Now let's discuss about the scheme here, the digitization of land records. So guys, this was a scheme that was launched in the year 2008 by the central sector, by the central government. That is Ministry of Rural Development. It's a central sector scheme. I hope every one of you know the difference between central sector and centrally sponsored. Central sector means, guys, that here 100% of the funding will be given by the center, by the central government here. Okay, so it will be implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development, that is Department of Land Resources. So simply talk about land record, land resource. Just remember this thing, land record, land resource. So this is the first thing to remember here. Now, what will be the thing to do the land record digitization? First of all, to assure the system of updated land records. For that, what we need an automation system here to update the land records, so automated and automatic mutation, integration of the various textual and spatial records, and interconnectivity will be done between revenue and registration. So that's how digitization will be done here. To replace the present date registrations and presumptive title system with that of the conclusive tilting system. Okay, so present system will be done by the conclusive titling system with the title guarantee here. Now, what's the purpose here? What's the main objective here? Is if you look at the things, बहुत ज़्यादा issues होते हैं जब भी कभी land dispute होता है. So the government said, let's make the land as proper. Let's make a proper record of land on a digital level. Okay, so here a modern, comprehensive, and transparent land record management will be done here with the perspective of helping, as I was saying, land disputes will be reduced. You will be getting a real-time information on your land records. Do not have to go to the offices or something of that sort. Optimal use of land resource can be done here. Then benefits will be done for both owners, that is landowners and the prospectors. They will be helping that thing also. फिर आ जाता है आपका assistance also. It enables the sharing of information with various organizations. Then frauds, benami transactions can be taken from here also, and the need of physical verification will also be read off. Okay, that will be removed here. अब होगा कैसे? How this thing will be done? First of all, computerization of land records will be done here. For that, a survey and resurvey has to be done here so that there is not kind of any mistake that is happened here. Then computerization will be done by registration. So computerization of registration, modern land record rooms will be here, and you will be having a Digital India Land Record Modernization Program cell, basically for conducting your, for taking any kind of your query here. Okay, ji? Now, if I talk about the scheme here in 2008, the earlier scheme by the name of National Land Record Modernization Program was basically formed by merging the two existing schemes of computerization of land records and strengthening of revenue administration. Yes, you can say it's somehow similar to Swamitva scheme, but Swamitva is basically about geotagging. It's basically about the digitization of land records. The land records will be done on a digital basis. You have a digital print of that. That's the thing here. Swamitva basically talks about geotagging here also. It's not about geotagging. It's basically about the land records which are here that should be there in the form of, that will be available in the terms of digitization. Okay, ji? Next, if I talk about here, guys, the government has approved the extension that we've already discussed. That is from 21-22 to 25-26 here. Okay, ji? Now, if I talk about the land information management system here, so it will provide a single window system here where you will be getting all kind of information like relevant information, fair comprehensive position, any plot of land, anything you have doubt can be cleared from here. Okay, so district is basically taken as a unit of implementation here, where all the program activities will be done. So which means all the activities will be done at the district level here. Now with respect to land records, you might have heard about a very important program by the name of unique land parcel identification number, ULPIN. ठीक है, जिसको आप एक और क्या बोलते हो, दैट इज भू आधार, भूमि आधार. So that is again a thing that is a part of your Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. So that thing was basically being done under the Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. Can you guys tell me, guys, the digitization of land records? What is the target that is set by the government of India with respect to digitization of land records? So the target set by government is 31st of March 2024 here. So 31st of March 2024, government has set a target that they would be digitizing the land records here. Now, if I talk about the next important thing here, that is basically how much percent of digitization of the resources has been done here. So the government has recently said that 94% of the registrar offices, or you can talk about registered offices or registered rights deed, has been digitized by the government. So as on 8th of August, 94% of your registered deeds and registered offices have been digitized. So that's the thing here. That is 31st of March 2024. This is a very important point. So remember this thing here. Okay, Ji. So clear to everyone, Digital India Land Record Modernization Program here. Shall we proceed to the next scheme now? Okay, Ji. Before proceeding, let's quickly revise about Mahila Saman Saving Certificate Scheme here. देखिए, एम और ऑब्जेक्टिव निहाल सिंपल है. एम और ऑब्जेक्टिव बेसिकली क्या होगा यहाँ पे, एम और ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि आपको जो लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स हैं वो कैसे आप कैसे डिजिटाइज करोगे. सिंपल है, कैसे करोगे, देखो, डिस्प्यूट्स कम हो जाएंगे, शेयरिंग ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन इजी हो जाएगी, फ्रॉड्स या बेनामी ट्रांजेक्शंस है वो इजी हो जाएंगे. और है क्या, सिस्टम को ही पूरा अपडेट करना पड़ेगा ना डिजिटाइजेशन करने के लिए. दैट्स द थिंग दैट इज हियर. सो होल सिस्टम विल बी डिजिटाइज. दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. ठीक है जी, चलिए, लेट्स क्विकली रिवाइज हियर. The ministry here, that is absolutely right. It's Ministry of Finance here. Quickly, tenure is till the year 2000. That is 1st of April to 31st of March. Interest that will be given is 7.5%, which will be fixed compoundedly. Investment will be minimum is 1,000 rupees, maximum is 2 lakh rupees, and 1,000 can be given in the multiples of rupees 100 here. And premature closure, is it allowed? Yes. After 6 months or 2% reduction will be given here. Now, can a partial withdrawal be done here? Yes, partial withdrawal can be done after 1 year. Maximum amount of partial withdrawal that is here is 40%. So 40% of amount can be withdrawn as per the partial reserve here. That is the in terms of partial withdrawal, 40%. Chaliye, let's talk about the next thing here. Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. Ministry of Rural Development. Type of a scheme, as I've discussed, it's a central sector scheme here. National Land Record Modernization Program, renamed as Digital India Land Record Modernization Program, in which year? That is in 1st of April 2016 here. If I officially talk about, this scheme was launched in the year 2008. Okay, then extension, the scheme has been extended from 21-22 to 25-26 here. Chaliye ji, let's talk about the next important scheme. So if you have seen my yesterday's YouTube session, so there also I've discussed the scheme, and this is a very, very important scheme from the perspective of NABARD, that is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, so let's talk about the next scheme here, Fasal Bima Yojana here. So which of the following state has been awarded for the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana? Okay, which is the state here? We know the answer here is, that is Karnataka. So Karnataka is the state which has recently been awarded for the best implementation of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Then the next question is, guys, under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the difference between premium and insurance charges which are payable by farmers shall be shared by central and state government in which ratio? This is a question that is exactly being there in the RBI examination, as I've told you yesterday also, guys. This is very, very important from the perspective of NABARD also. So what's the ratio here? Ratio here is option number D, that is 50:50. So option is 50:50 is the ratio, option number D here. Okay, ji? Chaliye, let's talk about the next question again on the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Which among the following statements given here are incorrect regarding the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana here? The scheme has replaced the earlier scheme of National Agricultural Insurance Scheme. The states have been allowed that they could set up their own insurance companies for implementing the scheme. Uniform premium of 3% for Kharif crops, 2.5% for Rabi crops, and 5% for commercial and horticulture crops is there. Then it says all of the above or none of the above. Which of the following statements given here are incorrect? So I think this is a very easy question, guys. I'm not saying if you have not read a scheme also, then also this basic information to आपको पता होनी चाहिए. ठीक है जी? What would be the answer here? Answer here will be option number C. So uniform premium of 3% for Kharif crop. ठीक है जी? What is the premium? Tell me now. What's the premium here? Quickly. For Kharif crop, quickly, guys, I have told you yesterday also. So it's 2% for Kharif crop, 1.5% for Rabi crop, and it is 5% for horticulture. So that's the thing here, 1.55. Okay, tell me, guys, how many of you know this thing? How many of you do not know about the premium also? Quickly tell me. 2%, 1.5%, 5%. Quickly tell me how many of you do not know this thing also. So Saket is saying, I don't know. Abhinav is saying, I do not know. Say, many of you in the course is saying, we do not know about this thing. So guys, for those students, I will be saying that these are the basic things. Agar aapko bahut zyada nahi karna, this is the basic where we have to focus now. Okay. So remember this thing because this is the most common thing if I talk about that could be asked in the examinations. Okay. Now you understood this thing. Now I think this basic question will not be wrong for us. Clear? So if I talk about, guys, you do not know about the difficulty, na, just talk about the basic things. Basics nahi galat hone chahiye. So clear to everybody? Chaliye. Let's now talk about the next question with respect to Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana because that's a very important scheme. So I have tried to practice you, to make you practice more and more number of questions on the Fasal Bima Yojana here. The scheme encourages farmers so that they should adopt innovative and modern agriculture practices. The tenant farmers growing notified crops in a notified area are not eligible for benefits. Scheme is compulsory for lonely farmer. So tell me which of the following statements given here are correct. So answer here will be option number A. That is only first statement will be given here. That is wrong right here because schemes encourages farmers. That's absolutely right. If the tenant farmer is working on notified area, then he is eligible for benefits. Normal cases is not eligible, but in that case he is eligible. Scheme is compulsory for lonely farmers. Not. It was initially compulsory, but now it became voluntary. That's absolutely right, Saurabh. That's the thing, guys. If the examiner now simply write that thing here. Scheme is compulsory for lonely farmers at the beginning. Now, then what would be the answer here? Then the answer would be 1 and 3. Clear? So then that answer would be 1 and 3. Guys, this is the thing where we have to observe, where we have to see here. Because I tell you honestly, if you look at the questions of schemes, it's just the fear of a mind that makes us the question wrong. So the basic things we have to focus on. Beginning. Now, beginning it was compulsory, now it's voluntary. So you know this thing, but when the examiner will be asking a question, we kind of get frozen up there. True to everybody, na? It always happens with you. When you are actually in the exam, the most important thing is you always get feared of a scheme. गलत हो जाएगा. होता है ना ये नहीं करना बस. ठीक है जी? That's the thing here. चलिए. Let's talk about the Fasal Bima Yojana here, guys. So what actually is Fasal Bima Yojana? Simply decode the term. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima. Fasal means crop. Bima means insurance. That's the Pradhan Mantri. That's the crop insurance scheme here. Easy to remember. Just decode it from the name here. Now, we will just be decoding the name and we will be understanding the scheme now. Okay, Ji? So the government said in the year 2016, because that's one thing that we are seeing in the country here is maximum number of farmer suicides are being reported in India. Reason for that is farmers are not able to repay the debt. That's one perspective. Second thing is why farmers are not able to repay the debt? Because the crop that they are sowing, they are not. Because if any kind of thing here, crop failure done here, then the farmers suffer there. So for that purpose, government came in there 2016. And agriculture scheme here, agriculture minister comes and says, do not worry, we will be providing you an insurance here. Do not worry. Relax, we will be helping. The same thing that I am telling to you now. Do not worry, relax. You will be scoring good marks in the scheme section. Same way, the agriculture minister comes, he said, do not worry, I will be giving you the crop insurance. How? It says, it's not that it's free. I will reduce your premium burden so that you could get some kind of financial support. So this is the first thing. Reduce the premium burden of the farmers and ensure that if there is a kind of insurance, ठीक है जी, early settlement of crop insurance claim can be given to the farmers. Now, this is two things that the agriculture minister told to the farmers. Now, how the farmers will be getting a benefit of that? Understand the objectives now. Understood this point? Now see, financial support will be given. So if a farmer knows I have to give less premium, he will be getting more financial support. That's the first thing here. The income of the farmer becomes stabilized. Second thing here. Third thing is it encourages. Now, if your income is stabilized, obviously farmers will try to work on different things. So then the farmers will adopt innovative and modern practices. ठीक है जी? And with that, what will be happening is it ensures the credit worthiness of farmers also. For example, if they are doing different kinds of, they want to diversify their crop structure also, then also they can do, because now they have a credit worthiness for that. If a crop fails, he or she or the farmer will be getting an insurance for that. That's the crop insurance here. Understood the aim and objective part? Everybody clear? Okay, visualize, clear everybody? Chaliye, let's talk about the beneficiaries. It says all farmers, whether it could be a sharecropper or a tenant, okay, who are growing notified crops or notified area, they will be part of this scheme. That is the Fasal Bima Yojana here. Then initially it was compulsory when the scheme was launched, but then in the year 2020 onwards, the government says that it would be voluntary for all. So from the Kharif season of 2020, the scheme began voluntarily. Because when you are saying ठीक है compulsory है, तो many farmers were insisting that think I do not want a crop insurance, but you are insisting. He told to agriculture minister, you are forcing me to buy an insurance. I do not want it. Government says okay, then it's your wish. Do not buy it. Let's make it voluntary for you, because that's the thing that will be helpful for us. ना हम इतना प्रीमियम क्यों दें? Government कहती ठीक है. अब गवर्नमेंट बोलती सारा पैसा मैं नहीं डालूंगी. It's not a central sector. It's a centrally sponsored scheme here. So how the risk would be covered? Let's understand this thing. How the government said that risk would be covered. Let's see. It says basic coverage will be, we will be covering risk of loss which are due to the sowing or harvesting. Okay, ji. Along with that, we will provide you some kind of additional coverages also, like, for example, if there is a germination risk, there is a planting risk, do not worry, there is a deficit rainfall, we will be helping you. Insurance will be provided there. Then, if there is a mid-season adversity, for example, there's a losses in case of adverse seasonal conditions, for example, floods have happened, dry spells were there, then it says the expected yield in the series is likely to be less than 50% of the normal yield. You might have heard this thing, you might have heard in many news now, there was the floods in North India. There were floods in North India and the farmers were literally being crying. The farmers were literally crying because the crops were completely washed away by the floods. They were literally crying. So then agriculture minister again came, he said, do not worry, you have Fasal Bima Yojana, it will be helping you. But the most important thing, it says if there is a kind of adverse situation, it should be impacting at least 50% of the normal yield. It should be less than 50%. That's the thing here. So remember this point here. Agriculture minister comes, he said, yes, I will be helping you, but the point is your loss should be less than 50% of the normal yield. Okay? That's the point here. Where expected yield is less than 50% of the normal yield. That's the point here. Then post-harvest losses. These are mid-season, post-harvest. Fasal bana li sab kuch, ab loss ho sakta hai bilkul. Then it says coverage will be given up to maximum of 2 weeks. If your crop is proper, it's ready for harvesting. Maximum period of 2 weeks. If in that case some kind of hailstorm, flood or cyclones come, then that will be covered. If it is more than 2 weeks, it will not be covered. Okay, localized calamities. Now guys, this is something, let's say hailstorm, landslides, cloudburst, natural fire. If that thing has happened again, that will be covered under your Fasal Bima Yojana here. Now, attack by wild animals, it will again be covered, because this is again a concern here. So attack by wild levels will be covered here. Now, this is a very important thing, guys. Understand it from a basic perspective. It says losses arising out of war or the preventable risk. Now, agriculture minister was smart for you. You might have thinking of that thing also ना. Let me do one thing here. ठीक है जी, अब करते हैं क्या, हम लोग ना पानी छोड़ देते हैं खेतों में. ठीक है, लेट्स जस्ट वॉश अवे अवर खेतीस, और हम करेंगे क्या, हम बोलेंगे ठीक है पानी छोड़ दिया. आई विल टॉक कम टू द इंश्योरेंस पर्सन एंड से देखो लेट्स सी एंड माय होल फार्म इज नाउ वॉश्ड अवे. तो वॉश्ड अवे होगा तो फिर क्या होगा, वॉश्ड अवे होगा तो वो थोड़ा इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम देगा. गवर्नमेंट कहती ना ना ना, ऐसा नहीं करना. व्हाट यू विल डू, if there is a loss which is rising out of war, because no, the war is going to take place here. Okay, you should work on your crops. Then it will not be covered under Fasal Bima Yojana. Any kind of nuclear risk or the other preventive risks which are there, they will not be covered. So understood this point? Understood this point, everybody? Quickly tell me. This is a very important point to be understood. Okay, that's a very important point for you to understand. Okay, ji. Every one of you understand the scheme and you are enjoying the session ना? Quickly tell me about that also. फिर क्या करेगा यहाँ पे? अब यहाँ पे क्या है? What are the crops which are covered? It says food crops, oil seeds, cereals, annual commercial crops. ठीक है जी? That's the thing they are covered here. So additional pilots जो मैं बोलूँ तो वो चीजें यहाँ पे covered हैं. Hari, what is the point that you have not understood this thing? I said that if there is a kind of a risk which is preventable in nature, because if let's say the war is coming on, so you know that the war is coming on, it will affect my crops. It can affect my crops. That is a preventable risk, na? That will not be covered. So that's the thing here. Okay, chaliye. Now let's talk about the next thing here. So the scheme has replaced the National Agricultural Insurance Scheme, okay, and that has been replaced by the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana here. Now it says where it actually will be implemented. It will be implemented on the things like village panchayats level for major crops and other crops, okay, which will be depending on the size of the village panchayats. Okay, unit size of above the village panchayats, that will be covered here. Then if I talk about the National Crop Insurance Portal, that's a very important thing government has said. It says state government is not allowed to use or create separate portal website. There will be a central portal by the name of National Crop Insurance Portal will be there, where only the farmers has to upload the data. Only the farmers whose data is uploaded on the portal shall be eligible to take the benefits of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana here. Understood this point? Participation is voluntarily, so the states or UTs are now given the option that they could choose their scale of finance. Okay, so they could see what should be the scale of finance and they could run a scheme with additional discover. For additional discover, they could also launch a other specific state scheme also with respect to Fasal Bima Yojana. Now, this is a very important thing. States are not allowed to implement the scheme in subsequent season because it's not center. You can see it's a central sponsored scheme here. So center and state, if a state has not paid its premium amount to the insurance company, then the important thing is it cannot continue the scheme. The prime example of that is, as I've told yesterday also in my YouTube session, is Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is the prime example of that. ठीक है जी? Now what is the cutoff date? Because you might be seeing ना कि मैं तो दे रहा था premium. I was giving the premium. ठीक है? But the insurance company got delayed. Government said it's not of that thing. We have fixed the date for you. Cutoff date will be 31st March for Kharif season. It's 30th September for the Rabi season. Okay. Then if a state is not able to pay the amount with a delay of 3 months, then it has to pay the remaining amount with the 12% rate interest. It has to pay an amount by charging an interest of 12% here. That's 12% per annum beyond 3 months here. ठीक है जी? Then center say we should not be harsh to states. So center states, the states are also being allowed to set up their own insurance companies also for setting up the scheme. Okay, हो सकता है ना, there might be a conflict between center and state. The state might say it's your company, okay, it's your insurance company, and it's not listening to me. It's just giving me a penalizing. It's always penalizing me. Center कहता कोई चक्कर नहीं. ठीक है जी? That's the thing here. ठीक है? See, states can choose the scale of finance also. States can see that how they want to finance this thing. ठीक है जी? कोई डिस्ट्रिक्ट क्रॉप कॉम्बिनेशन हो सकता है या फिर हो सकता है कोई ऐसा कैसा टाइप ऑफ एडिशनल रिस्क. State can also talk about that risk cover also. ठीक है जी? Then if I talk about the maximum premium rate that I've already discussed with you is 2%, 1.5% and 5% here. Now, let's say there is a difference between the actual premium rate. So actual premium rate के अलावा जो बाकी premium rate है, ठीक है जी? Now you are able to understand ना Vineet in Fasal Bima Yojana now. ठीक है जी? Let me first complete and I will be taking talking about that thing here. Now difference between the actual premium rate and insurance here. ठीक है जी? So actual premium rate is the thing that what would be the actual premium. Now farmer is just paying 2% here. The remaining will be treated as a rate of normal premium subsidy, where the center has clearly said that it will be shared equally between 50:50. That is asked in the examination. And for Northeastern, it will be 90:10 here. Then full government of India share in premium subsidy will be as per the sharing pattern, will be applicable only up to 25% and 35%, which means if it's an irrigated area, 25%, that is the government's premium subsidy will be up to 25% only, and for rain-fed area it will be 30%, the premium subsidy. That's the fix for India. Okay. Then if I talk about for the purpose of categorization of districts, if a district is having 50% or more gross irrigated area, it will be categorized as irrigated district here. Okay, Ji? I'm not getting out the cutoff rate. See, penalty point here is, let's take an example here. Premium is 100%. Let's 100 rupees. So farmer will be paying 2 rupees here now. Take care if it's a kharif crop here. Now the remaining 98 rupees which are here, the government said, ठीक Ji, will be shared equally between center and state here. Equally will be shared between center and, which means it will be 49 and 49 here. Now here the center has clearly defined, ठीक Ji, the government share will be, if it is an unirrigated area, government will not pay, center will not pay 49 rupees here. Center will just pay here rupees, that is 25% if it is an irrigated area. So rest 73 rupees has to be paid by center, state government. That is the thing here. If it is rain-fed area, then not 49, center will pay 30 rupees out of 98 rupees, only 30 rupees will be paid by center, rest 68 will be paid by the state government. Now I hope this is clear to everybody. What is this calculation all about? The 50:50 ratio, APR, irrigated, unirrigated area. I hope this is clear now. ठीक है जी. अनकार मैं हिंदी में बता देता हूँ आपको. देखिए अगर 100 रुपया है आपके पास, तो फार्मर तो 2 रुपए डालेगा ना खरीफ क्रॉप में, 98 रुपीज. ठीक है जी. अब उसके जो 98 रुपीज हैं, ठीक है, तो 98 रुपीज में बेसिकली क्या है कि गवर्नमेंट ने बोला 50-50 कर देंगे, यानी कि 49:49 हो जाएगा. ठीक है जी. तो अब गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला है कि जो 49-49 है, ठीक है जी, उसमें से गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है कि गवर्नमेंट की प्रीमियम सब्सिडी, सेंटर की सब्सिडी कितनी हो सकती है. इफ इट्स एन इरिगेटेड एरिया तो गवर्नमेंट 25 डालेगा, यानी कि बचा 73, स्टेट डालेगा. अब अगर अनइरिगेटेड है या फिर रेनफेड है तो गवर्नमेंट यहाँ पे 30 डालेगा. ठीक है, दैट्स द थिंग हियर. ठीक है जी, दिस इज द थिंग, दिस इज 30% एंड 25%. ठीक है. Saurabh, do not worry, I will be looking into that. If there is a kind of thing here, if it is removed, I will definitely look into that. Do not worry. ठीक है जी, I will look into that thing also. Do not worry, if there is kind of updation here, I will definitely update it tomorrow. ठीक है, I will just look into that thing. If there is an updation, I will definitely see on that thing. ठीक है जी. Now it says that the claimants can get partial pay, a partial proportion of the center shares also. The other important thing for us to be remembered is state government. In case the state government is willing to get subsidized, in case state government is willing to subsidize the full farmer share of premium, फिर क्या होगा, the token farmer premium of minimum is ₹1. So the token farmer's minimum 1 should has to be taken from the farmer. That's the thing here. ठीक है जी, ये चीज हो जाएगा. फिर आ जाता है, ठीक है जी, ग्रीवेंस रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म बनेगा, यानी कि एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल बनेगा और स्टेट लेवल बनेगा. ठीक है, ये चीज है. ठीक है, दैट इज थिंग. गाइस, आई एम सेइंग दिस थिंग, डू नॉट बी दैट थिंग. मैं इसको वेरीफाई कर लूंगा. अगर जैसे आप बोल रहे हो 50-50 भी होगा, कुछ भी है, तो वी विल लुक इनटू दैट आल्सो. डू नॉट वरी, आई विल बी लुकिंग इनटू दैट पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो. ठीक है जी, आई विल बी लुकिंग इनटू दैट थिंग आल्सो. ठीक है, चलिए. Let's talk about the next thing here, that is which of the following is the nodal ministry for Parvatmala scheme here, guys. ठीक है जी, is it Ministry of Road Transport and Highways? I think this is an easy question for us. So the nodal ministry of Parvatmala scheme is, that is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways here. Okay जी, चलिए. Let's talk about the next question here, which of the following is or are correct about the Parvatmala scheme here. It is implemented in hilly areas of North and South India. It will be working on the PPP model. In the year 2022-23, 10 ropeway contracts have been awarded under this specific scheme here. So which of the following statements given here are correct with respect to Parvatmala scheme here? So here, if I talk about this thing, guys, only the first statement given here is correct. ठीक है जी, I think यहाँ पे B हो जाएगा, sorry. It will be working on PP mode. Only second statement given here is correct. A नहीं, B हो जाएगा. ठीक है, it is implemented in the hill areas of North, साउथ इंडिया में कहां पे हो रहा है? सिर्फ नॉर्थ इंडिया के हिली स्टेट्स पे हो रहा है ना, साउथ में तो नहीं हो रहा. So that's why here the first statement is wrong. I hope there's a typographical error here. So answer will be option number B here. ठीक है, it's not A. Then in the year 2020-23, not 10, 8 ropeway contracts were basically being awarded. ठीक है, so that was the thing. Not 10, 8 ropeway contracts have been awarded there. So if I talk about the Parvatmala scheme, it was announced in the budget of previous year, that is 2022. It is working under Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Purpose is, how many of you have visited the हिली एरियाज? कितने लोगों ने हिली एरियाज में विजिट किया है? Okay, so when you go to the hill areas, guys, one common thing is there is a lot of congestion here. There is a lot of congestion here. Then we can see बहुत ज्यादा टूरिज्म हो रहा है, तो कंजेशन बहुत हो रहा है, तो उसको अवॉइड करने के लिए दिस स्कीम वाज बेसिकली लॉन्च. That is to create a modern system of transportation and connectivity so that the connectivity and convenience could be done for commuters here. Okay. Now, when I talk about the key features, it will be working on PPP model here. Ropeways will basically be preferring because they are ecologically sustainable alternative in place where the roads are difficult and the terrain of hilly areas is very difficult. So there the ropeway system will be used here. Now, initially, guys, if I talk about, the scheme is basically started in the areas of Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Jammu Kashmir, and the northeastern states. That's why here the first statement got wrong, because it is working on the hill states of North India only, not South India. Okay, so that's why here the first statement is wrong here. Third statement was wrong because 8 ropeway projects were basically being awarded for a length of 60 kilometer. Okay, I think so. That was the thing, that was the part of this Parvatmala scheme here. So clear to everybody, guys? Clear? ठीक है जी, चलिए लेट्स क्विकली अबाउट द फसल बीमा योजना है. मिनिस्ट्री इज मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर एंड फार्मर्स वेलफेयर. एलोकेशन ऑफ बिजनेस इंश्योरेंस कंप्लेंट, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट हियर, इट इज 3 years. ठीक है जी. In case farmers didn't sow seeds, so 25% of sum insured will be done here. And then premium is, that is 2% for Kharif, 1.5% for Rabi, and it's 5% for horticulture product. ठीक है जी. That's the thing. And now let's talk about the Parvatmala scheme here. The ministry is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Contracts for 2022-23 was 8 ropeway project of 60 kilometer. Present regions कौन से हैं? Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Northeastern region. And plan in 5 years is basically that we are planning to make 250 ropeway projects in the coming 5 years with a length of 1200 kilometer here. Okay, ji. Chaliye guys, let's proceed towards the next important scheme. That is again a scheme that I've discussed yesterday. That's a very prominent scheme from the perspective of your NABARD examination. It's production linked incentive scheme for textiles. So if you have already seen the video, अगर आप YouTube पे थे, कल हमने scheme discuss की थी. But guys, if you have not watched the video, this is a very important scheme from the perspective of from the NABARD examination. Textile sector, very important. So you have to tell me which of the following statements given here are actually incorrect with respect to the PLI scheme here. Under the part 1 of the scheme, any person, including the company firm, they are willing to create separate manufacturing company and they can invest minimum of rupees 200 crores. So that's why the thing here. Second is part 1, they are eligible to get incentive when they achieve a minimum of rupees 500 crore turnover by the first performance year. It is implemented by Ministry of MSME. So what would be the answer here? Answer here is, which of the following statements given here are incorrect? ठीक है जी. So यहाँ पे देखो दोस्तों, आंसर बन जाएगा यहाँ पे none of the above. क्यों? देखो मैं बताता हूँ. यहाँ पे एक चीज बनेगी, यहाँ पे ना एक चीज और है. It is implemented by Ministry of Textile. So I think there is an option. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आंसर बन जाएगा 1, 2 and 3. So 1, 2 and 3 will be the answer here. ठीक है, all are basically incorrect here. ठीक है, so answer will be option number A. All are incorrect here. ठीक है, because it's Ministry of Textiles here. It's not option number A. 1, 2 and 3. देखो सारे के सारे यहाँ पे incorrect हैं. ठीक है, so all are incorrect here. Now, ठीक है, so answer here, if you look forward with respect to this option, it will be none of the above. ठीक है, यहाँ पे आंसर बन जाएगा ऑप्शन नंबर E, none of the above with respect to this thing. Again, I will make a correction in your PDF. Do not worry about that thing. So answer will be option number E. That is, all are incorrect here. ठीक है जी. Yes, I understand. All are incorrect here because first it is 300 crore rupees here. यहाँ पे 600 होगा and here it is Ministry of Textile. So all are incorrect. ठीक है. Rosa, Preeti, everyone understood. It's all is incorrect here. ठीक है. चलिए. Next is, which of the following statements given here are correct with respect to the PLI scheme for textiles? It was launched in the year 2021. The total budget allocation from the scheme is 10,683 crore rupees here. Second, do not worry. If there is a typographical error, I am assuring you that there will not be anything in the PDF. The PDF, everything will be clear. Do not worry about that thing. Okay? That's what I'm assuring to everybody here, guys. Do not worry. Everything will be correct in your PDFs. Okay? Do not worry on that thing. So, the company is investing over rupees 300 crores in plant, machinery, equipment, and civil works to produce the identified products. Will get an incentive of 25% of their turnover. So, what would be the answer here? Okay, ji? तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा आंसर? आंसर यहाँ पे होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए 1 and 2 is the right answer here. Third one is wrong here because they will not be getting 25% here. They will be getting 15% of the incentive here that we have discussed. Okay? So 15% of the incentive will be there, not 25%. Clear? So that's why here the third statement is wrong here. Okay, ji? Then if I talk about the next question again on the scheme here is, it says priority will be given to the investment in aspirational districts, which are tier 1, tier 2 or urban areas. Any person, including company, firm, LLP trust, willing to create a separate manufacturing company and want to invest rupees 100 crore is eligible in part 2 of the scheme. In case of fast-paced investment, when the threshold investment and threshold turnover is achieved, the financial year incentive cannot be given. So we have discussed it yesterday also, guys, that here the thing is that if I talk about here, only second statement, option number D, only the second statement is right here, because now just understand from the basic perspective here. हमने कहा टेक्सटाइल्स कहां पे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है? रूरल एरियाज में. वी आर फोकसिंग ऑन रूरल एरियाज. तो यहाँ पे अर्बन एरियाज नहीं है. इट्स एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट, tier 1, tier 2, and it's not urban, it's actually rural areas. Okay, then second is, yes, the second statement is absolutely right here, and the third is wrong because in case of investment, incentive can be given from 24-25 onwards. Okay, so what actually is this PLI scheme for textiles? So now, guys, this is a very important scheme. Okay, so here I just wanted to say two things to you guys. Do not confuse about this scheme with respect to PM Mitra scheme. These are two schemes of textiles which are very, very highlighted here. PLI scheme for textile and PM Mitra scheme here. PLI scheme for textile, the prime objective here was basically to promote the production of high value man-made fiber. Because now you can see the clothes we are wearing. High value man-made fiber. We always talk about na kapde achhe hone chahiye. So high value man-made fiber is the thing here. Allocation, if I talk about it, so total 10,683 crore rupees has been allocated for the schemes, which is for a production of 5 years. That is from 25-26 to 29-30 here. ठीक है जी. इसके ऊपर make it a type and you can talk about that thing. ठीक है. So incremental turnover would be achieved here. That is from 24-25 to 28-29 here. Now, understand it this thing. You want to make a high value man-made fiber. So you need an investment here. For that purpose, the scheme has given you two parts. First part, it says, if there is a kind of a person, company, he wants to invest a minimum of rupees 300 crore, which excludes means ये नहीं include हैगा land and administrative building cost. ठीक है? And then they will be eligible to get an incentive when they will be getting a turnover of 600 crores. So within their performance here, if they are getting 600 crore rupees, they are eligible for the incentive. Now, there will be some other persons also who cannot invest 300 crore rupees here. So for those persons, if they are investing a minimum of rupees 100 crore rupees, and when they achieve a turnover of 200 crore rupees, they are also eligible to get the incentive. Now, the second thing is what actually are the incentives here? How the incentives will be given here? So for that purpose, the government says there is two kind of periods. Gestation period is when a person can apply or when a person can basically start a company. It's gestation period, that's from 20 to 23 to 23, 24. And then is the performance, because you can see here, na, if a minimum of 600 crores is achieved during the first performance year. So it's not a case like that. Now you've just established a company and you are saying that I will be making a profit of 600 crore rupees. The businessman will also be saying, na, mazak hai kya ye? तो मजाक तो नहीं है. The government said, okay, no, we are giving you a gestation period where yes, you can establish your company and start its production. Then from 24-25 onwards, we are conducting it as a performance year because now you will be able to earn something. That is the thing here. So here if a person who is investing 300 crore rupees, he earns 600 crores in the first performance year, and who is investing 100 earns 200 crore rupees in the first performance year, then he actually is eligible to get the incentive here. So what are the incentives here? If you are investing over rupees 300 crore rupees, you are eligible to get an incentive of 15% of their turnover, which needs to be 600 crore in the third year. Then if a company is investing between 100 and 300 crore rupees, he is eligible basically to get the incentives of 11% here. Okay, that I've discussed with the things here, where actually the scheme is implemented. It is implemented in aspirational districts, tier 3, tier 4 towns, or rural areas. And the most important thing, guys, if a person is getting incentive under PLI scheme for textile, he is not eligible to get an incentive under PM Mitra scheme here. So clear this point. Everyone understood this point? If a person is getting incentive under PLI scheme for textiles, ठीक है जी, या फिर प्रोडक्शन लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव स्कीम फॉर टेक्सटाइल्स, ही इज नॉट एलिजिबल टू गेट एन इंसेंटिव अंडर पीएम मित्र स्कीम. क्लियर? ओके, क्लियर टू एवरीबॉडी? दैट्स द थिंग हियर. ठीक है जी. नाउ priority will be given to investments in aspirational districts, tier 3, tier 4, that I've discussed with you. Minimum value addition जो है वो मैंने आपको बता दिया है, that is 60% value addition in India will be generated by this specific company where the yarn to fiber. So here 60% value addition in technical textiles will be helping India here. For independent fabric processing industry, it will be adding at least 30%. So minimum 30% of the value will be added as per the scheme. So this is basically telling you about the impact of the scheme here. Okay, that's the thing here. Now, अगर आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट बहुत फास्ट पेस है, when a threshold investment, threshold turnover is achieved by 23-24 in only, then incentives will be payable from the year 24-25 only. I think Rohit has a doubt, that is, sir, the turnover would be 3 years, not 1 year. See, Rohit, that's the thing to be remembered here. I am saying something. ठीक है जी? Okay, Rohit, understood this point. It's saying 600 crore turnover, not by first year. It's talking about first performance year. And first performance year is 24-25. Okay, it's the first performance year, not the first year. That's the confusion you're getting. Performance year started from 24-25. ठीक है जी? Understood? That is the thing here. That is what you're getting confused here. ठीक है? चलिए जी. Clear to everybody? Let's talk about the second scheme where you get confused. That is PM Mitra scheme here. So which of the following statements given here are incorrect with respect to the PM Mitra scheme here? That is, development of capital support is provided. That you can say that thing. Yes, Eleanor. First performance counted in third year. ठीक है जी? चलिए. So development capital support is provided to investors to set up a production facilities to incentivize the manufacturing units to get established. Under DCS, Greenfield Park support of 30% up to 500 crores will be provided here. Competitiveness incentive support is used for creation of core infrastructure here. So guys, the answer here is, as I've, ये बहुत easy question है. ठीक है, अगर आपने basic पढ़ा हुआ है, answer will be option number D, A and C here, because the thing here is, it's vice versa that is written here. It is actually development capital support, which is given for core infrastructure here, and the competitive incentive support is given at the time of production facilities. Okay, Ji? Clear to everybody? Now, let's talk about further with respect to the scheme here. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to the PM Mitra scheme here? The first PM Mitra Park was set up in Virudhunagar, that's in Telangana. Then it says parks will be developed by a special purpose vehicle which will be owned by state governments and central governments. Then it says parks are set up on the basis of proposals which are received from state governments having ready availability of contiguous and encumbrance-free land parcel of 1,000 acres. So what would be the answer here? Which of the following statements given here are correct? So only, guys, the third statement, option number D, only third statement given here is correct here. ठीक है जी? First PM Mitra Park, if I talk about it, it was established in Virudhunagar district. That's absolutely fine, but not in Telangana. That's in Tamil Nadu. Second statement, it's again absolutely right, but the point is, state is 51% and center is 49% here. So percentage is oppositely given here. Okay, ji? Clear to everyone? Chaliye. Let's talk about the next thing here. Okay? So that's a question that I've discussed here. Investors who set up anchor plants under the PM Mitra schemes are eligible to get an incentive of up to how many years? So they are eligible to get an incentive up to how many years? The anchor investors. I've discussed it yesterday. ठीक है, are eligible to get an incentive of up to 3 years. ठीक है, so how many of you have not gone through the PM Mitra scheme? ठीक है, tell me honestly guys, the students from the course, quickly tell me, how many of you have not gone through the PM Mitra scheme here? Yes, she's saying yes, I have not gone through the scheme here. Okay, do not worry, we'll be discussing about the scheme. Okay, tell me one thing, you understood the PLI scheme for textiles? Understood that point? ठीक है जी, PM scheme for textiles. चलिए, so imagine the thing, PM scheme for textile is basically enhancing the production of technical textiles. But the Prime Minister has he said that I am basically focusing on 5 Fs. I want the technical textile to be basically made. I want the textile sector to give me more foreign direct investment. क्योंकि हमारे, अगर आपने सुना होगा, the clothes of India are basically very good. So they are always being there. ठीक है, they are always being exported. So how we can generate maximum income from the clothes sector? That's the objective of PM Mitra scheme here. So what will be done here? In 2021, Prime Minister gave a slogan of 5F, that is farm to fiber. Fiber will be given to factories. So that is for farmer, fiber will be collected, fiber will be given to factory. Factory will be generating a fashion, and that fashion will create a foreign direct investment for us. This is the 5F. Basically, remember the basic things. हुआ क्या है, farm से fiber, from farm fiber will be collected, fiber will be sent to factory, that factory will create a fashion, and that fashion will ultimately result in the foreign investment. That is the thing here. Now you could understand this thing. World class industrial infrastructure with respect to textile sector wants to be created. That's the objective of this scheme here. Okay ji, for that the government said we would be giving 4,445 crore rupees here from the perspective of 21-22 to 27-28 here. Okay ji, clear to everyone? Chandrasekhar is saying I'm not able to understand. I think everyone guys, clear to everyone. Is it clear to everybody? Tell me quickly here. Purpose is basically we want to enhance, we want to make the textile sector in such a way where we can enhance more foreign direct investment can come to India from the textile sector here. Okay ji, now here there are 2 types of sports that is being provided here. Government says we will be incentivizing, first of all, if you want to create a core infrastructure, which means when you want to create a proper hub or a proper factory there, ठीक है, for that purpose you will be getting development capital support. If you are investing in greenfield project, greenfield means new project, if you are investing in new park, then you will be given either 30% of the cost or maximum up to rupees 500 crore per park. If you are investing in a park which is already being developed, that is known as brownfield park, so for that you will be getting 30% of the project cost with a cap of rupees 200 crore rupees per park. The developers will get a 25-year lease. So here, this is the point here. If you are a developer, you are not investing, but you are a developer here, you will be giving a 25-year lease for the park, which can be extended by another 25 years. Okay, so you are not investing, you are basically developing a park. ठीक है, तो आपको 25 साल के लीज मिलेगी, 25 साल एक्सटेंड हो सकते हैं. Clear this point? That's basically the infrastructure part. Now, when infrastructure is created, you will be doing production here. So what will be you getting the incentive in production here? It says total government says we will be giving an incentives of rupees 300 crore rupees in total. For that, the government says what will be done here? We will be incentivizing only those manufacturing units who have up to 3% of the total sales turnover. Those manufacturing units will actually be incentivized. That's the first point to be remembered here. Now, how they will be incentivized? If the person is investing between 100 or more than 300 crore rupees, if an investor has invested more than 300 crore rupees, he will be getting a maximum incentive of rupees 30 crore rupees, which will be 10 crore per annum. Sorry, I will be saying do not focus on the data. I will be saying focus on the understanding of the scheme. Schemes are one thing which they will see some kind of data, but the point is understanding will make you help to clear the schemes better. Then, अगर स्कीम 100 to 300 है तो क्या है? 100 to 300, 15 and 5. So simple, remember 300, 30, 100 to 300. Let's take a visual here. ठीक है जी, that's 30 का half, 15 here. And now, if you are investing just 1 crore rupees here, 30% of that is 3 crore rupees. If you are investing 100% and if you are employing more than 100%, then you will be getting an incentive of 1 crore, which could be maximum up to 3 crore rupees here. Cleared about the incentive structure, guys? Now let's proceed further on with the next important thing here. About this PM Mitra Parks. So recently, the 7 PM Mitra Parks have been unveiled by the government. They would be set up in 7 district states, that is Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Uttar Pradesh. What are these sites here? These are basically Tamil Nadu is Virudhunagar, Telangana Warangal, Gujarat is Navsari, Karnataka is Kalburgi, and Madhya Pradesh is Dhar. Uttar Pradesh, it's Hardoi, and is Maharashtra, it is Amravati here. First park is basically set up in Virudhunagar. So I always say, क्या हो गया? विरुद्ध हो गए. People are Tamil Nadu में लोग विरुद्ध हो गए टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर के खिलाफ. ठीक है, that is the Virudhunagar here. Okay जी. Then each PM Mitra Park will have an incubation centers. ठीक है, incubation centers will be there, processing centers will be there, and the most important thing is treatment centers will be there. ठीक है जी. देखिए मेमोराइजेशन आपको करनी होगी इन साइट्स की, और जो टारगेट्स हैं वो ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. बाकी सिंपल समझे. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट क्या करेंगे? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स विल कंफर्म योर परमिशन एंड will basically help, that is state governments will confirm permission for industrial land use, that is 10% of the area. Then the parks which are developed will be developed by special purpose vehicle, which will be owned by 51% by the state government and 49% by the central government in a PPP model. Then master person, the master developer who has actually developed this specific unit, he will not only be responsible for the developing part, he will be responsible for the maintenance part also. Okay ji. 10% means that, say Saurabh, let's say you are basically getting a 50 acre land you have got. Okay, let's take an example. You got a land of 50 acre now. Now the state government says that only the 10% of that is 10% of the area, is basically state government will confirm that it is specifically for commercial land use purpose. It will confirm that thing. That's the thing here. So 10% of that becomes 5 acre. The state will be confirming that thing. That's the point here. Okay, which is specifically for commercial use only. Okay, ji. So this was about the PM Mitra Park scheme here. Now, guys, let's talk about the other prominent scheme which is mentioned in the syllabus. That is National Rural Livelihood Mission here. Okay, ji? Yes, that's the thing here. Okay. So which of the following are the objectives of? Mahanvi, first let's talk about the schemes here. Okay, ji? Reports ko I will be looking into that also. Okay, do not worry. Let's first talk on this thing. Which among the following are the objectives of National Rural Livelihood Mission? Guys, I want little bit to pace up now. Thoda sa hum pace up karenge. Reason being that is because now I have in total 50 questions that I want to discuss with you. Okay, ji? I will be pacing up a little bit, not more fast, but a little bit. Okay, ji? So that we can complete the schemes also. Okay. NRLM is specifically for the rural areas, and it's a very, very important scheme because we have seen a descriptive question also on National Rural Livelihood Mission previous year. So, two purposes, which among the following are the objectives? To basically mobilize 10 to 12 crore rural households into self-help groups. That's point number 1. To reach out to 5 crore rural poor households, of which 3.5 crore remain to be mobilized into self-help groups here. So answer, this is wrong here because it's 7 and 4 here. Then to bring about a sustainable improvement in the livelihoods of the urban poor people through building communities. So here it's not urban, it's rural here. So the answer will become option number E. That is only the first statement given here is right. So it is 10 to 12 crore, then it is 7 and 4.5 crore rupees here. Okay. So that's why the answer will become option number E. That is only the first statement given here is, only the first statement given is correct here. Next is, which among the following is not one of the components of the National Rural Livelihood Mission? Is it Ajivika, National Rural Livelihood Mission Project, Mahila Kisan Sashaktikarana Pariyojana, or the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana? So here I will be saying all of these are the components of National Rural Livelihood Mission here. ठीक है जी. अगला आता है, which among the following is or are correct with respect to the National Rural Livelihood Mission? Scheme basically focuses on stabilizing and promoting the existing livelihood portfolio of poor through 2 pillars. it encourages the private sector banks to set up the rural self-employment training institutes in all the districts of the country on lines of rural development self-employment institutes. It has a unique proposition which involves working with community institutions through community professionals in the spirit of self-help group. So what would be the answer here? Answer will be option number D, guys, that only the third statement given here is correct. Rest two are wrong because it's not two pillars, it's basically three pillars here, and it encourages private sector, not private, it encourages public sector banks to set up the rural self-employment training institutes here. Okay, now let's talk about this National Rural Livelihood Mission, because previously we have been asked a question on the objectives of this specific scheme. What is this scheme all about? This is National Rural Livelihood Mission. We want to enhance the livelihood at the rural sector. So it was launched in the year 2011 by the Ministry of Rural Development here. Okay, ji. Purpose was basically to mobilize 10 to 12 crore rural households into self-help groups by 2024-25. Okay? It's a central sponsored scheme. The purpose was basically, first of all, how the livelihood wants to be reduced, because we want to reduce the rural poverty. By how we will be reducing the rural poverty? By basically providing them gainful self-employment and the skilled wage employment. Second will be, the target is to reach, first of all, to 7 crore rural households, of which they are targeting 4.5 crores will be converted or mobilized into self-help groups. Then what it will do? It will ultimately lead to a sustainable improvement in the livelihoods of the poor, and it will ultimately be helping them in creating an effective and efficient and effective institutional platforms so that rural poor people, they could be enabled so that they could increase their household income. That's basically targeting exactly on the rural segment of the India. Okay, how this thing will be done? This will be done by a special purpose vehicle. TKG, special purpose vehicle will be set up here with a dedication, that is education support will be provided to that at national, state, district and block level. Every level you will be seeing that a spot will be provided here. Now, what are the components here, guys? It is Mahila Sashaktikarana Yojana. First of all, Kisan Sashaktikarana. Ajivika is here. Startup Village Entrepreneurship Program. Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, which means you can see here everything which is basically focusing on the rural employment, how the employment could be created and how the people could generate income. Everything is that thing. National Rural Economic Transportation, Rural Livelihood, Gramin Kaushalya, Entrepreneurship Program, and the Ajivika Gramin Express. So now let's talk about the thing here. I've just talked about this thing. Objective is clear to everybody. Now you can easily understand the focus here. Focus is existing livelihood portfolio will be basically promoted. Then what you need to do? You need to make skills, that is building skills for job market outside the specific part, and nurturing the self-employment, so that you want to create micro entrepreneurs at the basic level. That's the thing, how the focus is here. Then look at the thing here. Self-employment करनी है, ठीक है जी, सस्टेनेबल लाइवलीहुड बनाना है और एफिशिएंट इंस्टीट्यूशंस करनी है. यही चीज यहाँ पे लिखी है फोकस में. ठीक है. NRL was basically renamed as Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission in 2016. Okay, unique proposition I've already discussed with you. This is the most important thing, that is the universal social mobilization target under the National Rural Livelihood Mission. It says the scheme is targeting that it says at least one woman in every rural household will be brought under self-help group. That's a very, very important point to be remembered, guys. This is the thing you always have to quote when you're talking about National Rural Livelihood Mission here. Okay. Then how the poor are basically being categorized. It says it's a participatory identification here, not BPL. It's not the poor are being categorized in terms of below poverty line. Participatory poor identification of poor is there, where it says a community-based organization is set up who in themselves identify who are the poor. Okay, for example, let's say we have created a community of 100 people. These 100 people will be deciding actually who are poor among them. These further all, these list of poor will be vetted, or you can say will be verified by the Gram Sabha, and households identified with at least one deprivation criteria as per the socio-economic caste census will be accepted as a member or as an eligible person under the National Rural Livelihood Mission here. Okay, ji. Now, if I talk about, because you are creating a kind of self-employment here. So for that purpose, financial inclusion will be also be a part here. How? It will be working on both demand and supply side of the finances here. Okay, ji. Then on demand side, it promotes financial literacy. For example, it will be promoting financial literacy here. Supply side, what it will be doing? Because demand is literacy is created. So how that literacy would be enhanced? That is by encouraging the use of ICT-based financial technologies. Then that will be ultimately leading to universal coverage of the risk of loss of life, health and assets here. ठीक है जी, that's the point here. Then अब जो अगला क्वेश्चन मैंने आपसे पूछा, how the livelihood would be generated. For that purpose, basically we have three pillars here, that is vulnerability, employment and entrepreneurship here, that is enterprises here. And 25% of this fund is basically being kept only for the Ajivika skill development program. A very, very important point for us to be remembered here. And the next is, guys, for providing training purpose, it says the public sector banks has been encouraged so that they should set up a rural self-employment training institutes in all the districts of the country. Again, important for us to remember here. So clear this NRLM scheme, guys, because this scheme, if I talk about, guys, the schemes that we are discussing today, it's not just for phase one. They are very, very important from the perspective of phase one, phase two, and for your interview preparation. Clear to everybody? Clear? Okay, ji, chale, let's revise. PLI scheme for textile here. Minimum amount is 300 crore rupees. Investors who are willing to spend, it's 1000 crore rupees here. ठीक है जी. Performance here, that is 24, 25 to 28, 29 here. And incentives will be, if it is investing 300 crore rupees, 15%. ठीक है जी. 100 to 300 crore rupees, 11%. Clear, guys? Quickly, guys, I want all of you to participate here. Quickly. Clear to everybody? Huh? Let's revise the next scheme. PM Mitra scheme here. Total outlay 4,445 crore rupees here. Development cap is, that is green for greenfield project 500 crore rupees here. Brownfield 200 crores, and for developer it is 25 years lease here. Then competitiveness incentive support 10 crore, that is between 300 crores, that is 10 crore, maximum up to 30 crores can be given here. For, if I talk about 100 to 300 crore rupees here, 5 crore is an incentive per annum, which could be maximum up to 15 crore rupees here. And for a person who is employing 100%, they would be getting 1 crore incentive, maximum up to 3 crore rupees here. ठीक है जी. Ministry कौन सी है? For NRLM, Ministry of Rural Development. Type, it's a central sponsored scheme here. Reach out, we want to reach out 7.5 crore rural households, out of which we are targeting to at least maintain 4.5 crore people to be mobilized into or to be converted into self-help groups. Then NRLM fund for Ajivika skill development fund is 25% here. Clear to everybody, guys? Okay, ji. So before I proceed further on, I just wanted to need small thing from you, whether you guys need a break or not. You guys need a water break of 1 minute, yes or no? Quickly tell me. Okay, quickly tell me. Okay, so I can see many of you are saying yes here. Okay, guys, let's take a break of a minute here. Okay, ji, let's take a break of a minute here, and then I will be starting here. Rohit, the class will be a little bit lengthier here because the schemes are very important. So we have covered 25 questions. So I think we are reached at a half mark here. Okay, ji. And it would be, if I talk about it, would be at least be taking for at least 1 hour more will be here. Okay, at least 1 hour will be here. Okay. So tell me whether you want. Okay, then break is necessary. Okay, you can take a break now. Okay, chaliye guys, let's take a break of a minute here, and then I will be starting there. Okay, ji, chaliye. Okay, so till the time I'm taking a break, okay, ji, if any one of you have anything you want to share with me, okay, let's ask someone of you. Okay, ji. Let me talk to some of you now, guys. Okay, before in the midst of a break, let me talk to some of you that how you are actually liking this specific session here. Okay, ji. Chaliye. Let me talk to some of the students who are here. I think Manvi is here. So Manvi, can you unmute yourself? Hello.
Yes, sir.
How are you, Manvi?
Fine, sir.
Okay, fine. And how you are liking the session?
Nice, sir.
Nice.
It's
You are,
helpful.
okay. So you are able to understand the schemes now?
Yes, sir. Actually, I've read most of them, but it's not. I'm not able to remember them at the latest. I mean, I can recognize that I've read them before, but questions आते हैं तो इतना recognize नहीं कर पा रही मैं.
कोई इशू नहीं। अब जब आप कोई स्टोरी बना रहे हो मन में, तो अब आ रहा है मजा आ रहा है कि अब स्टोरी बन के लग रहा है कि हो जाएगा। हाँ, कि याद हो रहा है कि
Yes,
हाँ अब चलो। आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू विल रिमेंबर द फैक्ट, बट एटलीस्ट यू कैन रिवाइज द स्कीम। जब भी आप किसी को देख रहे हो तो आप एटलीस्ट रिवाइज तो कर ही पाओगे फटाफट में। विल इट बी हेल्पिंग ऑन दैट सॉर्ट?
yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm getting a one suggestion from one person that Viniti Singh sir, I think what we can do is from tomorrow onwards I can start this thing if all of you are willing to do that thing. So I will be discussing the scheme at first place, and then I will be discussing the questions. Is it fine with you, Nai? Is it fine with everybody? Is it fine? Quickly tell me about that thing. Okay. Every one of you are saying yes. Okay, Dhruv is here. So Dhruv, yes, you can unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Dhruv, can you switch on your camera also? Yeah, it would be really nice because I also want to interact with you guys also. Yeah. Okay, can you switch on the camera also?
Good evening,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, good evening, Dhruv.
सर सेशन तो सर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और सर समझ में भी सब बहुत अच्छे से आ रहा है। सर एक क्वेरी सर मेरी ये थी कि सर जैसे ईएसआई स्कीम्स के सेशन सर बहुत मतलब लेंथी और सर बहुत एग्जॉस्टिव है, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है, तो सर यूट्यूब सेशन स्किप कर दें सर?
यू कैन स्किप दो सेशंस, डू नॉट वरी, आप कर सकते हो, कोई इशू नहीं है। ठीक है, देखो अल्टीमेट चीज है कि आपको कहाँ से बेटर क्लैरिटी हो रही है। ठीक
यस
है,
सर।
if you are getting clarity from the live practice session, because यहाँ पे obviously I have told you in the beginning also कि sessions थोड़े से लेंगे, because my main objective here is I want कि आपके जो स्कीम है आपको अच्छी तरह क्लियर हो जाए, रग रग में बच जाए आपके स्कीम। ठीक है ना?
यस सर। सर क्योंकि ना मैंने आज सुबह एक्चुअली जुलाई का पूरा कवर कर लिया था, तो अभी सर मैं वो थक सा गया हूँ, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है।
कोई इशू नहीं, कोई इशू नहीं, यू कैन वॉच दीज थिंग्स ऑल्सो। ठीक है, डू नॉट वॉक। ठीक है, यू कैन वॉच दीज थिंग्स ऑल्सो। ठीक है, आप इसको भी
यस सर।
देख सकते हो, कोई इशू नहीं है। बस ओनली थिंग इज मजा आ रहा है ना आपको, अंडरस्टूड हो रहा है
हाँ
ना स्कीम,
यस सर, यस सर,
ये मेन चीज है। ठीक है,
यस सर,
चलिए।
यस।
Okay, so
थैंक यू
I think
सर।
Ramesh is also here. ठीक है, चलिए। So let me ask Ramesh also. Ramesh, how are you? Hello, Ramesh, you can also unmute yourself. Hello. Okay, guys. I think we are not able to connect with Ramesh here. So do not worry, guys. I will be interacting with you, the other students also in the end. Do not worry. Aishwarya, with respect to will you get the PDF with respect to this current classes? Yeah, definitely you will get the PDF of these also. Okay, चलिए guys. Oh guys, let's proceed now again. ठीक है जी, with the session here now. Okay, so all of you can see my screen now. Quickly, all of you can see my screen now. चलिए quickly guys, let's now move towards our second part here. ठीक है जी, चलिए, let's talk about the next question. चलिए, that is the National Bioenergy Program. So National Bioenergy Program constitutes of 3 sub-schemes. You have to tell me the name of the schemes. That is Waste Energy Program, Biomass Program, and the Biogas Program here. Which of the following programs allocation is matched correctly here? Is it 600 crore rupees, 150 or 100 crore rupees here? Okay, so you have to tell me which of the following allocation is matched correctly here. So here the answer is 1 and 3 here, because in totality the scheme is getting you around 858 crore rupees here. Here it's not 150, it is 158 crore rupees here. The purpose is basically bioenergy. You can see here, guys, the prime objective of the government at this point of time is we are focusing more and more on the renewable energy sector. Okay, this is the scheme that we can see here also. Next is which of the following statements is or are correct with regards to the National Bioenergy Program here? The program will be implemented in 2 phases. Then it says 3 separate portals have been developed or have been launched to facilitate the registration for the portal here. The scheme is implemented by the IRIDA. Okay, so what would be the answer here? Answer here will be option number B, that is, so option here will be option number C. 1 and 3 will be the correct answer here. Okay, so 1 and 3 will be the correct answer here. So that is, the scheme is implemented in 2 phases and the scheme is implemented by IRIDA. That's right. Option number C will be the answer here. Okay, ji. Now, if I talk about the bioenergy program here, this is a program that was continued in the year that was launched in the 21-22, and it will be running from 21-22 to 25-26 here. ठीक है जी. बायो एनर्जी का मतलब क्या? बेसिकली आपको प्रमोट करना है बायो एनर्जी, विच इज वर्किंग अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ न्यू एंड रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी हियर. It is implemented by IRIDA, that is Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited here. Okay, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited will be implementing this specific national bioenergy program here. Phase 1 of the scheme will basically be earmarking 858 crore rupees here, which will be done. Now see, simple, remember when I talk about bioenergy, how this bioenergy is created. Take it simple. First of all, you will be working on waste to energy, so that the waste that is there, how to convert that into energy. That is known as program on energy from industrial, urban and agricultural waste. That is the thing here. That is, उसके लिए क्या करोगे, क्या बनाओगे? Biogas, bio CNG and power plants will be done here. That is what will be created under the waste to energy part. For that, 600 crores will be given by the government here. Then we have biomass program, which is known as, biomass is basically supporting the manufacturing briquettes. ठीक है, supporting the manufacturing pellets here. ठीक है, जहां पे क्या होगा, there will be setting up of pellets, ठीक है, for using the power generation. Now you can see here, you might have heard about stubble burning here. ठीक है जी. What is the thing that is given here, जिसको हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं, पराली. This said that you have to use these things basically to generate the energy. This is what you can relate it here. Biomass program is setting up these pellets and using them for power generation. Okay, based on the power generation projects. So for that purpose, government is giving you 158 crore rupees here. And with respect to biogas program, the government will be setting up a family and medium-sized biogas in rural plants, which will be giving, for that government is giving you 100 crore rupees here. ठीक है जी. इन सिटू क्रॉप मैनेजमेंट अलग चीज है, वो बिल्कुल अलग चीज है. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि वो जो पायलट्स वाला है उसको आप इससे रिलेट करो, मैं बोल रहा हूं जस्ट टेक इट एज एन एग्जांपल टेक्सन. ठीक है, वो अलग स्कीम है, बिल्कुल वो अलग स्कीम है क्रॉप रेजिड्यू मैनेजमेंट वाली. ठीक है, ये वो स्कीम नहीं है, मैं सिर्फ आपको बोल रहा हूं टेक इट एज एन एग्जांपल हियर. ठीक है, कि जो आपके पैलेट्स हैं उनको आप पावर जनरेशन में यूज करोगे, दैट इज फॉर द बायोमास प्रोग्राम हियर. दैट इज द थिंग हियर. ठीक है, द प्रोग्राम विल बी इंप्लीमेंटेड इन 2 phases एंड द मिनिस्ट्री विल बेसिकली प्रोवाइड अ सेंट्रल फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस हियर. That is basically for reducing the capital cost as well as for getting the interest on loans. ठीक है जी. Saurabh, this scheme is covered under your in the month of April bioenergy program. ठीक है, चलिए. Next is basically there are 2 portals that has been developed, that is by the name of Bio Urja and Biogas portal. So these 2 portals are being developed here, Biogas and Bio Urja portals. ठीक है जी, that is the thing here. Now let's talk about the next important scheme, that is on the development of northeastern, that is the PM Divine scheme here. Okay, so which of the following statements given here are correct with regards to the PM Divine scheme here? The Ministry of Tribal Affairs is the nodal ministry of the scheme here. It provides support to the isolated projects instead of end-to-end development solutions here. It basically complements the existing government of India and state government initiatives, which basically avoid the duplication by supporting the projects not covered elsewhere. ठीक है, अब देखो पहला स्टेटमेंट गलत है, because it's not implemented by Ministry of Tribal Affairs, it's implemented by Ministry of Department of Northeastern Region. So it is basically implemented by donor, Department of Northeastern Region here. So that's why here the first statement is wrong here. ठीक है जी. If I talk about first is wrong here, so look at the thing here. First is wrong here. Now I know second statement is absolute right. It provides support to the isolated projects instead of end-to-end development solutions also. ठीक है जी. Now look at the thing here. Sorry. Look at the second point. It provides support to isolated projects instead of end-to-end development. तो देखो क्या होगा, end-to-end development solution ये चीज है. फिर आता है थर्ड पॉइंट, एब्सोल्युटली साइट है. ठीक है, तो यहां पे देखो क्या है, ये वाला पॉइंट समझो. अंडरस्टैंड दिस पॉइंट गाइस. It says it provides support to isolated projects. Now guys, look at the thing here. If a scheme is being launched, it will always be giving you an end-to-end solution. Now, why it will be just focusing on isolated projects? This is why the second statement is wrong here. Clear to everybody? Okay, that's why the second statement given here is wrong here now. Okay. So next question is, which of the following statements given here are correct with respect to the PM Divine scheme here? It is basically to fund infrastructure convergently in the spirit of PM Gati Shakti, to support social infrastructure development projects which are based on felt needs for the northeastern region here, to enable livelihood activities for youth and women and fill the development gaps in various sectors. So answer here will become option number C. All the things given here are correct here. Okay, ji, chale, let's talk about the PM Divine scheme here. This was launched in the year 2022 with the prime objective, that is the development of the northeastern region. It's a central sector scheme working under donor, ठीक है जी, with the tenure of 22 to 25, 26. That is the remaining years of 15th Finance Commission. So it is basically being related with the 15th Finance Commission here, for which government has given you 6,600 crore rupees here. अब देखिए development कैसी होगी. For example, what is the purpose of development? You want infrastructure to be better. You got a thing here. Fund infrastructure will be created here. Then social development projects. So support will be given for social development projects which are based on the needs of northeastern region. Then what it will do, if a support will be given, it will ultimately lead to livelihood activities for youth and women, and it will also fill the development gaps which are there in the northeastern in different sectors here. What will be done? Efforts will be made. The government said that we will try to complete each and every project that is under PM Divine, that is by 25, 26 here. Measures would be taken so that all the things, that is all the operations which are done here, adequate operation and maintenance of the projects can be done here. Scheme, what it will do, it will lead to creation of infrastructure, it will support the industries, as well also it will also provide you an end-to-end development solution here. Now this is a very important point to be remembered. This is the thing to remember, this thing, ठीक है जी, ये point why that second statement was wrong. Clear to you now? Alienator is here, Prakash is here, Casey is here. Guys, clear that point. That why that thing is there, why the second statement got wrong there. Now, it will be ensured that there is no duplication of the project under the PM Divine with respect to the projects which are already being taken by the Department of Northeastern Region. Okay, so there is no duplication here. And the most important thing, it is actually not a substitute to the existing scheme. It is not a substitute. It will basically, the new schemes, the new projects that will be done, that will be carried under PM Divine. Okay, that's the thing here. So projects would be implemented basically on the EPC model, that is engineering, procurement, construction model here. Clear about the PM Divine scheme, guys? It is under Department of Northeastern Region, Ministry of, that is Northeastern Region, Department of, okay, Ministry for Development of Northeastern Region. You can say about, this is the thing here. Okay, Rohit, clear? Chaliye, let's talk about the bioenergy program quickly, guys. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy here. Implementing agencies, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency here. Budget outlays 858 crore rupees here, and the portals developed are Bio Urja and Biogas here. Okay, ji. Now let's talk about the PM Divine. Its ministry here is Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region here. Then is financial outlay 6,600 crore rupees here. Tenure is 22, 23, 25, 26. That is still the 15th Finance Commission here. And key features are that it will ensure that no duplication of projects will be there with respect to other schemes of the ministry here. That's the thing with respect to PM Divine here. Clear, ji? Chaliye. Let's talk about the next important scheme. Again, that's recently been seen in the news of August also. Satat scheme. Okay, Satat scheme of Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. So the scheme has been launched by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. It was launched in the year 2018. The aim of the scheme is basically to set up 5,000 compressed biogas plants by 2023-24 with a production target of 15 million tons. Quickly tell me, guys, what should be the answer here? So here the answer is option number D. All the statements given here are correct with respect to the Satat scheme here. Okay, ji? Chaliye, let's talk about the next thing here. Chaliye, agla question with respect to Satat scheme. So Satat scheme has been launched by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas in association with which one of the following oil marketing companies? Is it Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited or Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. So guys, this is a scheme I have discussed with you in my PIB sessions also. This is a very important scheme. Okay. So here the answer is again option number D. All the statements given here are, all the companies given here are correct. Now, when I talk about Satat scheme, Satat, look at the thing here. It's actually do not worry, Vicky. I will be providing and let's revise also. Do not worry. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Satat. Satat is sustainable alternative towards affordable transportation. You can see here alternative towards affordable transportation. You can see this is where the government is primarily focusing on. If I just give you an example here with respect to Satat, ठीक है? एक recent example देता हूँ quickly. You have heard about flexi fuel car recently being developed. ठीक है? Flexi fuel car that was there. Can you tell me the name of that flexi fuel car that was there? Recently it has been inaugurated by the Ministry of Road. ठीक है जी? कौन सी? तो टोयोटा ने डेवलप किया. कौन सी? टोयोटा इनोवा हाई क्रॉस. So we are working on alternative fuels. Now we are working. If I give you another example also, basically sustainable aviation fuel. There also we are focusing on sustainable aviation fuel. You can see Vistara was the first domestic company, which was domestic airline to use a sustainable aviation fuel. Okay. Then the next important thing was indigenous based sustainable aviation fuel has recently been developed. So which means we are focusing on alternative affordable transportation. For that purpose, the Ministry of Petroleum in 2018 has set up a scheme by the name of Satat, where the aim here is basically we will be focusing on biogas here. We have just discussed the scheme on biogas. कौन सी discuss की थी? National Bioenergy Program. There we have just discussed now, na? That is, it is basically focusing on renewable energy. Here, it is primarily focusing on the setting up of 5,000 compressed biogas plants, which will result in a production of 15 million metric tons of the biogas here. Okay. The purpose here is so that this could be used for more affordable fuels. Better use can be done for agriculture use, and municipal solid waste could be reduced, and to provide additional revenue source to farmers also. Because if the farmers, they are selling their pellets, they will be getting additional income. That's the thing here. The scheme has basically been launched by these three oil marketing companies, that is Indian Oil Corporation Limited, Bharat Petroleum, and Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited here. Okay, ji. The compressed biogas plants, if I talk about, are posed to set up mainly through independent entrepreneurs. Okay. Expectation is that it would create at least 75,000 jobs, which will be helping in producing 50 million tons of biomanure from the crops here. Okay. And the government is also incurring rupees 75,000 crore rupees. So remember 75. Trick to remember this thing is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. 75,000 people, 75,000 crore capital expenditure will be done. Okay, so understood this thing. Remember the 75 funda. 75,000 people, employment, 75,000 crore capital investment will be done for setting up the infrastructure for city gas distribution network here. Clear ji this point? Let's move towards the next scheme. Okay, ji. That is Agnipath scheme. Very important scheme now, guys. The recent scheme Agnipath. Okay, ji. Chaliye, let's talk about the Agnipath scheme now. Okay, quickly, guys. Which of the following statements here are incorrect with respect to the Agnipath scheme here? The age limit for the scheme is 17.5 to 23 years. An income tax exempted Seva Nidhi package, which is equal to 11.7 lakh crore, to be provided on the exit of the scheme here. Non-contributory life insurance coverage of rupees 48 lakh will be provided under the scheme here. Up to 25% of the each batch of the Agni fees will be enrolled in the regular cadre. So here the answer will be, guys, that is only the first statement given here is incorrect. Okay, 17.5 to not 20, it is 21. So only the first statement given here is incorrect. Okay, that's the thing here. Okay, so first statement given here is incorrect here. Let's talk about the next question here. That is with respect to the Agnipath scheme will provide an ex gratia based on the percentage of disability. Okay, so what will be the percentage of disabilities that will be here? Is it for 50%, 15 lakh compensation will be provided here? For 75%, 29 lakh compensation will be provided here. Okay, ji, and 100%, 44 lakh. Look at the point. It's saying which of the following is not actually correctly matched here. So the answer here is only the second statement is not right, because here it is providing 25 lakh rupees. Okay, ji. Chaliye. Let's proceed towards the next thing here. Which of the following statements is or are correct with regards to the Agnipath scheme here? Monthly payment equal to 40,000 will be provided during the 4th year of services. 10% of the monthly pay would be deducted towards contribution to the Agniveer corpus. And an ex ratio of rupees 44 lakh will be provided in case of death, which is attributed to the services of the person. So what would be the answer here? Answer here will be option number B. A and C will be the answer here. I can see Rosa has given the answer here. Sir, it's not 10%, it's 30% here. ठीक है जी. So guys, I want that should be your level of preparation. ठीक है जी. चलिए अब डिस्कस करते हैं दोबारा. 2022 में the scheme got launched, which is launched by the Ministry of Defense, where we basically want to enable the youth so that they should have a profile of the armed forces. Okay, and we want to motivate the patriotism among the youth people. So that's why the Agnipath scheme was been launched. So all Indian nationals in the age of 17.5 to 21 years are eligible for this scheme. ठीक है जी. Medical standard same है, that is as per the Armed Services Act. So selected persons will be basically known as Agniveers, okay, which is somehow it's a distinct rank. It's a distinct rank from the armed forces, not like the normal ranks. Let's not like captain, major. It's not like that. It's known as Agniveers. They would be engaged or they would be engaged for a period of 4 years, where up to 25% of these Agniveers will be inducted in regular cadre. So which means if 100 Agniveers are there, 25 of them will be joining the basically armed forces. They will be inducted in the regular cadre here. Okay. And they have to serve for a minimum of 15 years. So these 25 has to serve for a purpose of minimum 15 years here. Okay, that's the thing here. Then it says, during the engagement period, the medical and the canteen store department facilities will be given. So medical department, canteen facilities will be given to the persons. ठीक है जी, आपको भूखा नहीं मारेंगे. Okay, चलिए. So rupees 30,000 per month will be given for the first year. ठीक है जी. Then after that, it is very important that is written here is that is it says that is there will be fixed yearly increment. So fixed amount is given here. Second year, 33,000 rupees will be given. Third year, 36,500, and at the time of 4th year, you will be getting 40,000, which means this is basically the pay here. Clear to everybody? 30, 33. Remember 30 का 33 कितना होगा? 10%. ठीक है जी. 33 का 10% कितना होगा? 3300. तो ये almost 10% हो गया. 36,500 का 10% कितना हो गया? 36,365, 39,000 समथिंग होगा. तो यहाँ पे भी इन्होंने राउंड फिगर कर दिया इसको. Clear this thing? Simple calculation guys. 10% is the increase here. 30,000 का 10%, 33,000. 33 10% is 36,300. They have given it a round figure, 36,500. 36,500 10% is 39,950. ठीक है जी. उन्होंने इसको भी राउंड फिगर कितना कर दिया? 40,000. Clear this point? So remember it's a 10% increment. Simply remember this calculation here. ठीक है. This will be easy for you to understand what was the basically what is the allowance here. ठीक है. Then 30% of the monthly pay will basically be deducted from this contribution, which will be given to the Agniveer corpus, and an equal contribution from that will be made by the government also, central government also. Then in terms of death, it is there death compensation, non-contributory life insurance coverage of rupees 48 lakh is provided here. Additionally, 44 lakh will be given for the death attributable to the services here, and there will be given for a pay for unserved portion up to 4 years. So up to 4 years, if you are unserved also, the pay will be given there also. And the disability compensation will be 50%. If you have a 50% disability, 15 lakh compensation will be given. If a person suffers 75% disability, he will be given 25 lakh as a compensation. If a person is 100% disabled, then 44 lakh will be given here. 30% statement is, which means आप जितनी भी आपको salary आई, for that there is an Agniveer corpus that is created by the government. So from the monthly pay that you're getting, for example, you are getting 30,000 rupees here. ठीक है जी. 30% will be given by the person. 30,000 means 9,000 is given by person A. Same here, 9,000 will be given by central government also. This is the known as a thing here. 30% of the salary that is here, he will be getting. He will be paying, and the same will be paid by central government. Is it clear now, alienator? Okay, chaliye guys, quickly revise Agnipath scheme here. Ministry is Ministry of Defense here. Age limit 17.5 to 21 years. Key features: Engagement period is 4 years. 25% of the Agniveers will basically be inducted in the regular cadre here. ठीक है जी. Then if I talk about pays and allowances, so pays I have already discussed with you, 30,000, 33,000, 36,500 and 40,000. Clear to everyone? Quickly tell me, clear? Okay, so I can see yes. Okay, now guys tell me honestly, how many of you are tired? ठीक है? This is something which is unexpected. This should be asked from myself. I can see yes. Chandrasekharan Singh, I am tired. Yashi Singh, I am tired. Guys, think of I will just say one thing to you guys. ठीक है? You should not be tired at any point of time, because the thing is, the sections that I am taking with you, I do not want कि मैं आपको पास आऊं, I should just take a session of 1 hour और फिर मैं चला जाऊं. नहीं. My objective here is because I want all of you to be a NABARD Grade A officer. And for that purpose, if I have to stay with you till 10 p.m. also to resolve your doubts and to help in such a way that you should become a NABARD Grade A officer, I will be always with you. So, एक चीज मत सोचना, do not be tired of these schemes also, because I know there will be data heavy documents. Come here, ठीक है जी, do not worry, do not be tired, ठीक है? Yes, revision is important, do not worry, but do not be tired. Okay, I will say just only one thing, do not be tired, ठीक है? अगर मैं आपके साथ आया हूं यार, मैं बैठा हूं, तो मैं ही जब टायर्ड नहीं हो रहा, ठीक है, तो आप क्यों हो रहे हो? ठीक है ना? चलिए, ओके, चलिए. So I can see the YouTube students also, guys, you are also not being tired. चलिए, let's really get it off you. चलिए, ठीक है जी, चलिए. Let's talk with the next question here. Which of the following statements here are correct with respect to the employee state insurance scheme here? Existing wage limit for covered that will be covered under the scheme is rupees 21,000 per month, which will be 25,000 in case of persons with disability. State governments will bear 1/8 share of the cost of medical benefits here. The scheme is financed by the contribution from the employers and employees. So which of the following statements here are correct? So answer here will be option number D. All the statements given here are correct with respect to the employee state insurance scheme here. Very important scheme, recently seen in news. Next. The employees in receipt of a daily average wage up to dash are exempted from payment of contribution. बहुत expected question. I was expecting this scheme in the RP examination, but it could not come there. But I was expecting, मुझे लग रहा है NABARD पूछ लेगा. NABARD इस तरह की पूछा है, NABARD ने अपनी पहले भी पूछी, पिछले साल एक स्कीम पूछी थी इस तरह. ठीक है जी. So the answer here will be option number B. Absolute rate is 176 rupees. So if an average wage is less than 176, the person is exempted from paying the contribution under the employee state insurance scheme here. Now, what actually is this employee state insurance scheme? It's a very old scheme. ठीक है जी. जहां पे in 1952 the scheme got started by Ministry of Labor. ठीक है जी. Here the purpose is basically protecting employees against any kind of sickness, maternity, so that they should get some kind of insurance here. It is available to all non-seasonal factories employees. Remember this thing here. They can ask you a case study here that a person who is being employed in a private sector company, he is available, he is applicable for getting the employee state insurance. That is, it is available to all non-seasonal factories. ठीक है, non-seasonal factories में who are employing 10 or more persons. It extends coverage by some states or UTs. ठीक है, for example, the coverage could be extended by some states or UTs by employing 10 or more persons. That is in terms of state. States 10% extend कर सकती है, center can extend 20 or for if a coverage can be extended by center to 20 or more persons. Now where it will be done? Now guys, here the imagination will be on shops. ठीक है, you look at the things which are basically अब आपने, अच्छा, how many of you have gone to Kiryana shops? How many of you? Quickly, let's again visualize. I do not want you to be bored here. Quickly guys, I want it to be an interesting session here. बोर नहीं होना बिल्कुल भी, मजा करना है यहाँ पे, ठीक है ना, मजे से स्कीम पढ़ेंगे. You have gone to the Kiryana shops. I can see many of you have gone to the Kiryana shops. Now in the Kiryana shops, if I ask you a question here, the person who is basically जो किराना डाल रहे हैं, ठीक है, have you ever asked to that person कि आपकी इंश्योरेंस है? हाँ, क्या आपको जो मालिक है उन्होंने इंश्योरेंस करवा के दी है? He will always say no. मेरे को पता ही नहीं इंश्योरेंस क्या होती है. मालिक ने तो क्या करा, मुझे इंश्योरेंस का ही नहीं पता क्या होता है. So what would be the thing then? For that purpose, that is the employee state insurance scheme. That is basically applying to non-seasonal factors. It's a non-seasonal work here. ठीक है जी, 10 से ज्यादा लोग एम्प्लॉय किए, तो उसके लिए एम्प्लॉय स्टेट इंश्योरेंस स्कीम जो है वो लेके आई गई थी गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, जहां पे शॉप्स hotel, restaurants, cinemas. You can see these are the things you can relate here. ठीक है जी, newspaper establishments, private institutions, educational institutions. There you can see. ठीक है, that is the thing here. I can see Alan Edris saying some मैंने सिर्फ ये लिखा बैलेंस में लिखवा दो. That's the most important thing. जनरली यही होता है सबके साथ. मैं भी यही करता हूँ कभी कभी जब मेरे कोई नॉन वाला हो ना, वही बैलेंस में लिखवा दो यार. ठीक है, चलिए. So they do not have. So that's the thing here. For that purpose, to give them insurance, this scheme has been launched. अब गवर्नमेंट ने क्या बोला, अगर 10 से ज्यादा है तो जनरली होगा. State government can extend it, that is by employing 10 or more persons. Whereas central government can extend the coverage by employing 20 or more persons here. Now, their wage should be 21,000 per month. ठीक है. For incomes of persons with disability, the salary should be less than 21,000. Now, how it would be financed? So it says, out of the total money, 3.25% will be basically employer's contribution. So it means if you are 100 rupees, so out of that 3.25 will be given by the employer. 0.75, yani ki 0.75 you yourself will be paying, that is employer contribution. And then if a person is getting less than 176 rupees, ठीक है, daily average wage 176 से कम है, then he is exempted from that. Then the whole contribution will be made by the employer here. Then the next thing, ठीक है जी, अब आते हैं कि इसके अंदर क्या क्या आपको benefits मिलेंगे. ठीक है जी, first of all, there are 6 social security benefits that are covered under this specific scheme here. What are these benefits here? That is medical benefit, sickness benefit, maternity and disablement benefits here. Medical benefits here, you will be getting a medical care facility from the day you enter into the scheme here. In terms of medical care, this says medical care can also be given to a retired and permanently disabled person. Okay, he can also be insured here, and their spouse with a token of annual. For here, you have to give a token money of rupees 120 per annum. In terms of sickness benefits, guys, it says cash compensation rate of 70% of the wage could be used for the sickness purpose. Maximum the date that will be calculated will be 91 days here. Okay, ji. Then sickness benefits can be extended up to 2 years in case of 34 malignant or long-term diseases here. फिर मैं आपको बात करूं maternity benefits, that is absolutely right here, for confinement. ठीक है, for confinement of a pregnancy, ठीक है जी, payable for 26 weeks. ठीक है, payable for 26 weeks, which is extended by further 1 month on medical advice or the rate of full subject. ठीक है, or the rate of full wage subject to contribution for 70 days in the preceding to contribution period here. ठीक है, बाकी मैं बोलूंगा disablement benefit, देखिए from day one आपको disablement benefits भी मिल जाते हैं at the rate of 90% of the wage that you are getting. Permanent disability मिलने benefit is rate of 90% of the wage will be given to that specific person here. So this is about the specific scheme here, guys. I will say just have a read to the scheme here. Do not worry, ठीक है, just have a read to the scheme and then we will discuss more about. ठीक है, अगर डाउट आया तो मुझसे पूछ लेना कल के सेशन में आके, कोई इश्यू में डिस्कस कर लेंगे. चलिए जी, अब आते हैं बहुत ही प्रोमिनेंट स्कीम. नाउ आई वांट मैक्सिमम पार्टिसिपेशन, दैट इज एमजी स्कीम. एंड दिस इज वन स्कीम जिसको देखो तो खुश हो जाओ थोड़ा सा, कि इसको देखो तो खुश हो यार, ये तो हर बार ही आती है. एंड आई कैन एश्योर यू गाइस, एनआरएलएम एमजी नरेगा, दे आर क्लियरली डिफाइंड इन द सिलेबस and you will definitely see a question there. Definitely you will see a question from these two schemes. It could be in phase 1 or phase 2. Which of the following statements given here are incorrect with respect to the MG Narega scheme here? It provides not less than 100 days of unskilled manual work as a guaranteed employment in a financial year to every person in rural area as per the demand here. At least 1/3 of the beneficiaries shall be women. And the third is saying Ministry of Rural Development conducts social audit to ensure the social accountability. So which of the following statements given here are incorrect is option number B here, A and C, because look at the thing here. Everything is right. Only thing is, if a person, to not every person, to that person who is willing to work. That's the thing here, who is willing to work. That is the thing here. Okay. Then not Ministry of Rural Development. Gram Sabha basically conducts the social audit. Okay. Social audit is conducted by Gram Sabha here. Let's look at the next question here. Which of the following works will be included under the execution of MG Narega work? Individual assets for vulnerable sections, private works relating to natural resource management, common infrastructures for National Rural Livelihood Mission compliant self-help groups. So which of the following will be included here? ठीक है, for execution. क्या क्या काम हो सकता है under the MG Narega here? So here the answer is that's option number B, A and C guys. Private work नहीं होगा. Private work नहीं होगा. Private. Look at the word private. Private works related to natural resource management is not a thing here. So that will be the answer here. Answer will be option number B. A and C will be the answer. Okay, remember this word. It's not private work, not private work. Public work can be done here. Okay. This is, I think, this is the basic question here. I think this, so everyone should have every one of you should get this right. What is the minimum guaranteed unskilled wage employment in days in areas facing drought, natural calamity, or emergency? Okay, what is the answer here? 100 days, 125, 150, 175, 200 days. The answer is absolute right. It is 150 days. In terms of drought, it is 150 days. Normal case, it is 100 days. Okay. Now, let's talk about the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, and from which we can assure 100% question will be there in the examination. And this scheme has to be covered really in depth. One scheme that I will say that you should cover really in depth is MGNREGA scheme here. So it is a scheme that was launched in 2005 by Ministry of Rural Development, where the purpose was we want to provide 100 days of employment to adult member who volunteer to do unskilled manual worker, not skilled, unskilled manual work. Purpose will be, it will be strengthening the livelihood of the poor. It will help in basically proactively ensuring the social inclusion, and it will also strengthen the Panchayati Raj institutions. Applicant 18 years of above who is volunteer for doing unskilled work, he is applicable here. Or the next is he must be a part of local household of Gram Sabha. That's a very important point here. Because generally we always think of unskilled worker, but he should be a member of Gram Sabha also. Now, what will be the funding here? Central government will basically fund the full cost of unskilled labor. That is 75% of the material will be borne by central government. 25% of the that is unemployment allowance, and 25% of the material cost will be borne by your state government. Okay, ji? Ministry of Rural Development will basically be monitoring the scheme here. Then a program officer will be implemented at the intermediate level. The question that has been asked in the NABARD examination previously, that what will be who will be responsible for providing work within 15 days? That is the program officer here. Then the Gram Sabha will be conducting the social audits at the ground level here. Then if I talk about, this is a very important point, guys, remember here. Now, remember this point, very important. First of all, minimum 10 job seekers should be there. If a new work has to be getting under MGNREGA, then minimum 10 workers shall apply for that specific work here. Okay, ji? When I talk about rights and entitlement of stage workers, you can say job card will be given to the person here. If the person is working beyond 5 kilometers of the radius of the work, then he will be giving 10% extra wage to that person will be given there. If the person is not being employed within 50 days, then the unemployment allowance will be given by the government. Then workers entitled to receive payments, the payment will be given on weekly basis, and in some cases it could be given on fortnight basis also. If a worker is entitled to receive delayed compensation, that 0.05% of the unpaid wage per day for duration will be given, that is beyond 60 days. मतलब maximum आपको 15 days में salary मिलेगी. अगर नहीं मिली, then you will be getting an additional delay compensation here also. Medical treatment will also be given in case of any cause of injury that has been caused during the kind of employment. 1/3 of beneficiaries shall be women, which means we want it to be a gender neutral scheme here. ठीक है जी? अब यहाँ पे क्या है? What is the things that could be done in convergence with National Rural Livelihood Mission? ठीक है जी? The women mates have also been introduced, which facilitate the participation of women. Well, tell me about NRLM. Just to discuss about National Rural Livelihood Mission. How many women per rural household we are targeting to be part of the self-help group? Quickly tell me. How many women per rural household? Quickly, guys. Quickly, I want to quickly. Let's see how many of you revise this thing. Yeah. Preeti Singh, 1 crore. It's not 1 crore. It is just one woman. Okay. It's a typographical error. I can understand. It's not 1 crore. It's just one. ठीक है जी? 1 crore women per house तो बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएंगी. It's one woman. ठीक है? Absolutely, it's one woman. So, one per family, one from every. Absolutely right, guys. So, additional 50 days will be given in case of drought or any kind of natural disaster is here. Then 60:40 is the. It says 60:40 will be between wage and maternal ratio, between the wage and material ratio. So no contractors, no machinery will be allowed in this scheme because that's why the unskilled workers will be employed here. ठीक है जी, अब कौन से वर्क्स इंक्लूड होते हैं? देखो मैंने आपको बोलता पब्लिक वर्क्स, नॉट प्राइवेट वर्क्स. Public works related to natural resource management, individual assets, common infrastructure getting to NRLM or rural infrastructure will be the part of the MGNREGA here. Now, this is the next important thing to be remembered here with respect to the MGNREGA scheme here, guys. That is, it says an unskilled wage component of rupees 230 per day for construction of community sanitary complexes. So, if you are constructing a community sanitary complexes, an unskilled wage component of 230% days will be used for the construction of community sanitation workers. Then 50% of the works allotted to should be allotted to the Gram Panchayats for the execution of their works. Beneficiaries will be paid only through the Aadhaar-based payment system, which means if you do not have the bank account, you will not be getting the payment here. Ticket has now been made mandatory from 1st of Feb 2023, and it's a very important point. Recent amendment है, बहुत important पेपर में आ सकती है. ठीक है जी. Then the work that you are doing, that will be basically attended, that will be captured through the geotagging, or you can talk about stamped photographs will be done here. And this has also now been made mandatory from the 1st of Jan 2023 here. Okay, so these are the major changes that have taken place in the MGNREGA scheme here. Okay, मॉर्निंग अटेंडेंस होगी तो सिंपल क्या है कि आप जो भी लूप होल्स हैं इसमें लैकुनास हैं तो गवर्नमेंट इज वर्किंग ऑन दोस थिंग्स. ओके, टू हाउ दिस थिंग्स कुड बी टैकल्ड हियर. ठीक है जी, चलिए लेट्स रिवाइज द MGNREGA स्कीम क्विकली गाइस. मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट, वर्क्स अलॉटेड टू ग्राम पंचायत फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन 50%. Employment if it is given beyond 5 kilometer, what would be the thing here? 10% extra wage will be given to the person. Minimum job seekers to apply, which should be applied to for a sanctioned worker, it will be 10. So minimum job seekers kitne hain to apply to a sanction new work is 10. Okay, clear to everybody? Clear guys, quickly tell me, clear to everybody? Quickly. चलिए. Just last 10 questions are left and I want the Josh to be high. Quickly tell me, how's the Josh of all of you? Is it high or is it low? Quickly tell me. How's the Josh? Josh is high? It should remain high also, guys. Till the time your examination, the Josh should always remain high. Chaliye, let's talk about the question here. That's the very important scheme, Jal Shakti Cash Surrender campaign. It was seen in the, if I talk about the July month also. ठीक है, अप्रैल में भी था, मार्च में भी न्यूज में था, जल शक्ति कैच द रेन कैंपेन. ठीक है, व्हाट इज द थीम हियर? ठीक है, सो थीम इज सोर्स सस्टेनेबिलिटी फॉर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर. This year the campaign is focusing on source sustainability in 250 water stress districts as identified by Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Shakti Kendras would be set up in all the districts. So which of the following statements given here are correct with respect to the Jal Shakti Catch the Rain campaign? So the answer here will be option number B. A and C will be the answer here. Can you guys tell me if the B statement is wrong, why that is wrong? Quickly. ठीक है जी, चलो अगला क्वेश्चन है. जल शक्ति कैच द रेन campaign was basically launched in which year? So this campaign was launched in the year 2021. Okay, which is working under National Water Mission here. So when I talk about Jal Shakti Catch the Rain campaign, I always say the slogan is very simple here. Catch the rain when it falls, where it falls. मैं हिंदी में एक जोक सुनाता हूँ बड़ा अच्छा, जो बच्चों से बात करता हूँ. क्या जल शक्ति कैसे करना कैच द रेन में? टूट पड़ो, जहां पे पानी गिरा टूट पड़ो. ठीक है, टूट पड़ो, गिर जाओ उसको पानी पकड़ने के लिए. दिस इज द पर्पस हियर. बेसिकली वी वांट टू क्रिएट एन एप्रोप्रिएट रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर. वी कैन सी हियर गाइस जस्ट द रेन्स, दैट इज द रेन्स वर हैवी दिस ईयर. वाटर क्लॉगिंग हुई, रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर फ्लॉप हो गया पूरे इंडिया का. तो वही बोला गया, यू वांट टू क्रिएट एन एप्रोप्रिएट रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग स्ट्रक्चर हियर. This campaign, the theme for this year was source sustainability for drinking water. We were focusing now this year on 150 water stressed districts. ठीक है जी, key features क्या? It's basically the campaign is expanded as Jal Shakti Catch the Rain, but the slogan that I was just discussing, catch the rains when it falls, where it falls and when it falls here. Okay, the prime objective of this initiative is basically the water conservation and rainwater harvesting. That's the prime objective of this specific mission here. Okay, now if I talk about the intervention, the focus areas will be, first of all, water conservation, as I've just discussed with you. This water conservation will basically being done with the help of geotagging here. Okay ji, and Jal Shakti Kendras will be set up so that this could be monitored. So Jal Shakti Kendras would be set up in all the districts, and what it will do, it will lead to basically intensive afforestation. So if you're getting water, obviously afforestation will be done here. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Let's talk about the next scheme here, that is National Overseas Scholarship Scheme for students with disabilities. Okay. So you have to tell me, as per the National Overseas Scholarship Schemes for students with disability schemes, Department of Empowered of Persons with Disabilities will provide financial assistance to students with benchmark disabilities for pursuing master's level course and PhD abroad in which of the following? Engineering and management, pure science and applied science, agricultural science and medicines, commerce, home science. So what would be the answer here? ठीक है जी. Answer here will be option number D. A, B, C, and D. Guys, home science will not be the part here. ठीक है? Rest all will be the part here. Home science will not be the part here. Option number D will be the answer here. ठीक है जी? Then next is, which of the following does not, or which of the following basically does the National Overseas Scholarship Scheme for SC supports? Scheduled caste, denotified nomadic tribes, scheduled tribes, landless agricultural laborers, or traditional artisans. Which of them is basically supported by the National Overseas Scholarship Schemes called SC? So answer here will be A, B, D, and E. Landless agricultural laborers. So basically, scheduled tribes will not be covered here because they are being covered under a separate scheme of National Overseas Scholarship Scheme for scheduled tribe students. Okay. Now, when I talk about this National Overseas Scholarship Scheme for SC students, what is this scheme all about? It is run by Ministry of Social Justice here, where we want to facilitate the low income students so that they could basically obtain higher education like master degree और PhD कोर्स वो कर सकें. तो यहाँ पे इस तरह करके जो है वो सीट्स यहाँ पे डिवाइड की गई हैं. ठीक है जी, दिस इज द सीट्स दैट हैव बीन डिवाइडेड हियर. आई विल नॉट से रिमेंबर ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ठीक है, टाइम कम है तो उसको बस एक बार देख लो, रट्टा मत मारना. अगेन आई एम सेइंग इट्स अ सेंट्रल सेक्टर scheme here. With eligibilities, the applicant should not be more than 35 years of age, because if you are going for PhD, you should not be more than 35 years of age. Family income here should not be exceeding rupees 8 lakh per annum. Maximum 2 children of same parents or guardians are allowed. ठीक है, under the scheme. An awardee cannot be considered for the award for a second time, which means if a person has been awarded some kind of a scholarship, he cannot be considered for a second time. The scholarship will be awarded just one time here. ठीक है, applicability is from 20 to 23. So you can say this is the scheme which is basically started from 20 to 23 onwards, this scheme only. ठीक है जी. अब आता है key features of the scheme. So basically, if you are doing PhD, you will be giving 4 years. If you are doing master's degree, you will be giving 3 years. Okay. Financial assistance will be given to the selected candidates here. Qualifying examination. Now, if you want to pursue the PhD, for that, you should be qualified. You should have master's degree. If you want to perform master's degree, you should have bachelor's degree. This is a very commonsensical thing, which you should remember here. ठीक है जी. अब अगला important point यहाँ पे क्या आता है? If there is any for any specific successful candidates are not available, for which means successful candidates available नहीं है, तो award for that year will be open for candidates belonging to other categories. Now, how many of you have understood this point? That is a very important thing to understand. If I ask you a question based on this thing, can a general candidate apply under this scheme? Based on just this line, can a general candidate apply under this specific scheme? Quickly tell me. This is what I want to see, whether you can understand this thing. Now, look at the thing here. Answer is no here. Reason is why? See, look at the categories that are here. These are the categories which are available under the scheme here. Scheduled castes, nomadic tribes, and the traditional artisans. So which means out of these, if let's say there is 112 seats which are filled under the scheduled caste category, then these can apply further on. This would be distributed among them, not for the outsiders. This is what this point is saying. It is open candidates for those belonging to other categories. These are the categories here. Clear, everybody? Clear, everyone? This is the point here, guys. This is the point. Okay, this is the point to understand. And 30% of the awards for each year will be given for the women. Again, 1/3 is here, 30% will be here. Okay, now it says at least 60% marks is required. Okay, at least 60% mark is required in qualifying examination if you want to avail this scholarship. Then exception is if there is a bachelor level course in any disciplines are not covered. This is an exception here. टॉपिक और कोर्सेज कंसर्न कौन से कौन, जैसे कि टॉपिक कोर्सेज लाइक इंडियन कल्चर, हेरिटेज, हिस्ट्री या फिर सोशल स्टडीज आपने किया है, तो दे आर नॉट बीइंग कंसीडर्ड फॉर अवॉर्डिंग स्कॉलरशिप फ्रॉम दिस ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Other categories, alienators means other three. That's what I was saying. ठीक है ना, वही चीज है. ठीक है जी. So selection of candidates, the candidates having unconditional offer of admission. So they would be getting admission from what purpose? For which they will be getting the scholarship. That is from the top 500 ranked foreign universities as per the QS ranking. That is when the scholarship will be given. So this is the thing here. ठीक है जी. And these will be selected for the scholarship during first round of selection. So this is the selection of candidate will be done as per this specific criteria here. Okay जी, चलिए guys. So next question is about the National SC/ST Hub Initiative. ठीक है, last 7 questions guys quickly. And I will be saying last 3 to 4 schemes are left just now. Quickly, which among the following sub schemes is not a part of the National SC/ST Hub Initiative? Special credit link capital subsidy scheme, bank guarantee charges reimbursement scheme, testing fee reimbursement scheme, top 100 NIRF rated management institutions short term. So all of the above if I talk about. ठीक है जी, top 100 नहीं होते, कितने होते हैं? 50 होते हैं. Okay, if I talk about the thing here, it's not top 100 here. ठीक है जी, it's top 50 here. So that's why that specific statement is wrong here. ठीक है जी, चलिए. Let's talk about the next question. Which of the following statements here are correct with the reference to the National SC/ST Hub Initiative to encourage the SC/ST owned units so that they could achieve the share of at least 40% of the total procurement which is made by the central or state government, to sensitize and encourage and enable SC/ST owned units for participating in public procurement process, sharing of SC/STs MSMEs data with the central public sector enterprises to enhance the procurement of the SC/ST entrepreneurship. So which of the following will be correct here? Okay, so what would be the thing here? The answer here will be that is option number D, 2 and 3 will be the right answer here. ठीक है, that is the thing here. ठीक है, चलिए. Let's talk about the specific scheme here, that is National SC/ST Hub Scheme, which is basically focusing on capacity enhancement of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe entrepreneurs. ठीक है जी. Jessica, the class will be over within the next half hours. ठीक है, let's stay for the next half hours. The class will be over by that. ठीक है जी, चलिए. So launch year of the scheme is 2016. It's been run by Ministry of Micro and Ministry of MSME is running this specific scheme here. ठीक है. The scheme, why the scheme is news? Because recently, first of all, 1 lakh registration have been done on the SC/ST Hub portal, and 31st of March 2026, the scheme has been extended. So that's the thing here. When I talk about with respect to how the schemes, how the incentives will be given here, first of all, it says the special credit link capital subsidy will be given for your technological enablement. जहां पे क्या है, आपको public procurement मिलेगी, enhance, that is, will be promoting the new enterprise so that they could enhance participation in public procurement. Now, this is the point to be remembered here. Upfront capital subsidy will be given so that they could facilitate the purchasing of plant and machinery here. Okay, ji. Now, 25% subsidy will be given on institutional finance, that is up to rupees 1 crore for procurement of plant and machinery, and subsidy cap of rupees 25 lakh will be here without any sector specific restrictions here. एलिजिबिलिटीज क्या है? आपके पास उद्यम रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए. यू शुड बी SC/ST यानी कि यू शुड बी SC/ST MSc which is working on manufacturing and service sector. You should be graduated from the small scale to medium scale, that is the subsidy for 3 years will be provided here. ठीक है जी. Then second hand plants and machineries are not eligible here, which simply says it is focusing on greenfield projects. Thus the new projects are being used under this thing here. ठीक है जी. Beneficiaries will have to remain in commercial production services for at least 3 years after availing the subsidy here. That's another important point to be remembered here. Then guys, with respect to the capacity building, if I talk about the things here, the things are that is it will enable the training institutes. अब आपकी capacity कैसे build होगी? आपको trainings provide की जाएंगी. ठीक है जी. Where the private institutions and NGOs are not covered here. Training will be given from central government, state government, or the public sector undertakings. Then the national skill qualification framework compliant courses will be provided to that specific candidate. Training programs allocated to an institutions cannot be outsourced. So this is a point to be remembered. These will not be outsourced to any third party. And for this training perspective, you have to think that is minimum 75% attendance has to be maintained in this specific classes here. ठीक है. अब रीइंबर्समेंट कैसे हो सकता है? देखो, बैंक लोन मिल जाएगा, बैंक गारंटी मिल जाएगी, ठीक है जी, एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल रीइंबर्समेंट मिल जाएगा, और जो मैंने आपको बोला था टॉप 50 NIF रिलेटेड मैनेजमेंट rated management institutions short term training program fee reimbursement can be done under this specific scheme here. ठीक है. तो अब जो I think that the question that I was saying is that many of you are saying is that at least 4% of the procurement will be made by the central government here. It will help in basically sensitizing these SC/ST entrepreneurs so that they could participate in the public procurement process here. If I talk about public procurement process, which is the National Public Procurement Portal of India, can you tell me about that thing? We have discussed that thing recently. National Public Procurement Portal of India. That is absolutely right. It's government marketplace. Absolutely right here, guys. ठीक है जी. It will facilitate in basically credit linkages of the SC/ST entrepreneurs. Okay. So under this thing, National SC/ST Hub Cell will be created, which will be basically helping you in performing day-to-day operations which are related to the execution of scheme here. ठीक है जी. चलिए, let's talk about the next question. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Poshan 2.0 is another important scheme that is related here. Poshan Abhiyan. ठीक है. It is being implemented by Ministry of Women and Child Development. It was launched in the year 2020. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 is an integrated nutrition support program. So which of the following statements given here are correct? So the answer here is option number B. A and C is correct here. Okay. It's A and C here. Next is which of the following statements here are correct with respect to the funding pattern between the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. 75:25 for states and UTs with the legislature. The 90:10 for northeastern regions and Himalayan states and UK and the UTs. 100% for UTs. So what would be the answer here? Answer will be option number C. It's not 75:25 if you talk about the scheme here. ठीक है जी. So it's 60:40 here. This is a scheme that was launched not in 2020. The scheme was launched in 2021 by Ministry of Women and Child Development. ठीक है. Now, if I talk about this specific scheme here, guys, यहाँ पे the tenure is that the scheme will run from 21-22 till the tenure of 15th Finance Commission, that is the 25-26 here. It will basically Saksham Anganwadi. Poshan is Poshan Saksharta Abhiyan. That is basically focusing on malnutrition. So it will address the challenges which are related to situations of malnutrition, children up to 6 years of age, adolescent girls, and pregnant and lactating mothers movements will be covered here. It will help you in basically focusing on Sustainable Development Goal 2 and Sustainable Development Goal 4. SDG 2 is zero hunger, SDG 4 is quality education. Can you tell me SDG 1 is related to which among the following things? SDG 1. SDG 1 is no poverty. SDG 2, zero hunger. SDG 3. SDG 3 is health and well-being, and SDG 4 is basically that is your quality education. Objective kya hai? You will be basically helping in, because if there is a good health, human capital development of the country will be enhanced. ठीक है. You will address the challenges of malnutrition. ठीक है जी. You will promote nutrition awareness. And you will also address the nutrition related deficiencies by providing the key targets here. Okay, it was announced in the previous budget and it has merged the earlier scheme of Poshan Abhiyan into the specific scheme here. Now, when I talk about what are the verticals here, so basically it has the primary vertical of the scheme is that it will basically focusing on nutrition, providing nutrition support here. So nutrition support as per the norms of National Food Security Act for Poshan Abhiyan will be supported here, which means children of age group 6 months to 6 years, they will be provided the nutrition. They will be the thing here. Adolescent girls of 14 to 18 years in aspirational districts and northeastern regions will be covered, and pregnant and lactating mother women. So they will be basically the primary whom the nutrition will be provided the support here. Early childhood care and education will be provided for 3 to 6 years, and early stimulation will be done for 0 to 3 years. Anganwadi infrastructures, including modern upgrade Saksham Anganwadis, will be created here. What are the schemes that are covered here? That is Anganwadi scheme, Poshan Abhiyan, and scheme for adolescent girls. These three schemes are merged, or you can say are the part of the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. where Anganwadi services, basically the beneficiaries are like children up to the age of 6 years, pregnant women, adolescent girls. Okay, ji, they will be covered here. What they will be done is, they will be only precondition is that they should have a registration of nearest Anganwadi center. They should register themselves there. Okay, and the services will be provided to them. Then portion vartikas like kitchen gardens will be set up. Kitchen gardens or nutri gardens will be set up so that nutrition enhancement could be done there. Then we have पोषण अभियान. पोषण अभियान I think सबको ही पता है, ठीक है जी, which was the general, I can talk about, it was the agenda of improving nutrition by the government of India at panchayat levels, village levels. Volunteers were created so that nutrition level can be enhanced, ठीक है जी. And scheme for adolescent girls, again it is focusing on the adolescent girls. Now the thing is, the basic thing just to be remembered here is, earlier age group was 11 to 14 years. Now it is 14 to 18 years. That's a point to be remembered. And that's important. That could be asked in the examination. ठीक है जी? Clear to everyone? This scheme? Clear? जल्दी बताओ यार. थक गए सारे जाने. ठीक है? Let's quickly revise this SC/ST hub scheme. चलिए, implementing agency. Minimum attendance 75%. Percentage of procurement by the government will be 4% here, and subsidy on institutional finance will be up to 1 crore will be 25% here. Chale ji, let's talk about the final 3 questions or about the final 2 schemes for the day. That is, first of all, ramp scheme here. Ramp walk पिछली बार करवाई थी मैंने बजट में. Government came forward. Government कहती मैं सारे MSMEs को ramp walk करवाऊंगा. That is raising and accelerating MSMEs performance here. The scheme was formulated on the recommendations of UK Sena Committee, ठीक है जी, on the UK Sena Committee and KV Kamath Committee. The strategic investment plans has to be prepared with the support of all MSMEs here. National MSME Council, which is headed by the Minister of MSME, is basically responsible for the monitoring of the scheme. The tenure of the scheme is from 21-22 to 25-26 here, and then will act as a policy provider to enable the delivery of more effective and cost efficient SMME intervention. So which of the following is correct here? The answer will be, ठीक है. So I think यहाँ पे with respect to the duration, which of the following statement is not correct here? So answer will be option number B. थोड़ा सा I think यहाँ पे miss typographical error है. I am again sorry for that thing. ठीक है जी, तो यहाँ पे होगा with respect to the duration, which of the following is not correct? So answer हो जाएगा आपका option number D. ठीक है. So there is a thing here. I am again sorry for this thing. ठीक है जी. So this is the thing here. ठीक है जी. So if I talk about thing, I will make the correction. Do not worry. I will make a correction on this specific thing. Do not worry on that thing. So RAM scheme, if I talk about, it is being assisted by which of the following international institutions? So it is assisted by, that's option number E, World Bank. ठीक है. So RAM scheme is assisted by World Bank here. RAM scheme, it was launched in the year 2022. ठीक है जी. It was launched by Ministry of MSME here. It basically wants to improve access. अब रैंप में करना क्या है? आपको रैंप वॉक करवाने कैसे करवाओगे? Improving the access to market. How you will be improving the access to market? By basically strengthening the institution system. And how the strengthening institutions will be done? By basically working on improving the center-state linkage and addressing the issues of delayed payments and greetings of MSMEs. It will also help up in scaling up the implementation capacity and MSMEs coverage in the states here. ठीक है जी. Tenure is 21-22 to 25-26 here. It is a scheme which is basically being done in association with World Bank. The World Bank is providing you the support of 3,750 crores, that is $500 million for us. The scheme was basically formulated on the recommendations of UK Sena Committee and the KV Kamath Committee. It will support various COVID-19 recovery, यानी कि COVID-19 जो भी resilience और recovery interventions है Ministry of MSME के, उसको उन्होंने secure किया है. What it will do? It will basically help you in making a policy that is policy provider, so that the delivery of more effective and cost efficient MSME interventions could be done here. Then it will be a knowledge provider, जहाँ पे आप sharing, demonstrating best practices could be done here. And then it will be a technology provider also, which will basically give you an access to high-end technology resulting in digital and technological transformations here. ठीक है जी. Next thing, if I talk about, guys, is with respect to the strategic investment plan has to be prepared with the support of all states or UTs, not MSMEs. So that's why the side statement got wrong here. The B statement was wrong there. Disbursement of funds from World Bank will be done it will be done on these things. If you are implementing the national MSME reform agenda, then the fund will be given to that person. You are working on the efficiency of technology upgradation system, then you will be getting the fund here. ठीक है जी. Then the next will be enhancing the effectiveness of credit guarantee trust for micro small implement, credit guarantee trust for MSME as well as the greening gender delivery. तो उसके लिए अगर आप काम कर रहे हो तो आपको जो वर्ल्ड बैंक का फंड है, दैट वर्ल्ड बैंक गारंटीड है, तो वो आपको डिसबर्समेंट ऑफ द फंड विल बी डन बेस्ड ऑन दिस थिंग्स हियर. ठीक है जी. चलिए गाइस, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द फाइनल स्कीम ऑफ द डे, दैट इज प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना अर्बन हियर. ठीक है, क्विकली टेल मी व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर हियर. Ramesh and Meera got married, ठीक है जी, and has applied for 2 individual subsidies. Will they be getting 2 subsidies? Ranjan belongs to a poor family and has already taken a grant from the central government. This is a scheme that is seen in the news of the month of August, July also. ठीक है. Rani, who is homeless and wants to apply so that she can make a shelter home for his 2 children. So who can apply here? Only the third person can apply here. Yes, guys, because not 2 single subsidies here, and you should not take a central grant. Then is consider the following statements with respect to the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban here. Under the Affordable Housing and Partnership Program, the central government will be providing a subsidy of 1.5 lakh per dwelling units. The Affordable Housing Program vertical provides a housing project with a minimum of 250 houses, and at least 35% of the houses needs to be reserved for economically weaker section. So answer here will be option number D. All the statements given here are correct here. ठीक है जी. That's the thing here. चलिए जी, अब आते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना अर्बन में एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट याद रखना. जस्ट फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन, ओनली फॉर द मुंबई रीजन, the limit for economically weaker section has enhanced from 3 lakh to 6 lakh here. Okay ji. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban, if I talk about here, it was a scheme that is being run by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. ठीक है. Target which was revised previous year was to coverage the household by December 2024. That's a target to achieve the housing for all by December 2024. That's the beneficiaries here. That is, targeted beneficiaries are up to 3 lakh. ठीक है. Economically weaker section up to 3 lakh. Income should be there. Middle income group 6 to 18 lakh, and lower income group, they should have an income of 3 to 6 lakh years. So beneficiaries, what should be the thing here? They should not own a pakka house. That's the point here. Just for married couple, a single subsidy will be there, and that's the point. Why the second person was not eligible? Because that is, the beneficiary should not avail any cent of central assistance. If it has been availed, then he cannot take the money. Then he cannot apply for the specific scheme here. ठीक है जी. The scheme is implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme overall, but the credit link subsidy part is being implemented as a central sector part here. Now, with respect to in situ rehabilitation, that is 1 lakh per house will be given here. With respect to affordable housing partnership, it's 1.5 lakh. I was seeing some of you are saying 1.2 lakh. 1.2 lakh नहीं है, 1.5 lakh है, जहाँ पे 35% of houses will be reserved for the economically weaker section category. With respect to credit link subsidy, guys, you will be getting an interest subsidy for a tenure of 20 years. What is the interest subsidy? For the economically weaker section and LIG, if you are getting a loan up to rupees 6 lakh, 6.5% of the subsidy will be given. For MIG people, 4%, and for MIG 2, it will be 3%. Loan up to 12 lakh and 18 lakh will be there. And if you are individual house construction, beneficial at individual house construction, then 1.5 lakh per economically weaker section house is provided. So guys, this was about your session. Okay, G. So now guys, if you are in YouTube, so guys, you can still, do not worry. So we are covering, you can see guys, we are covering everything in the detail here. ठीक है जी. The things we are covering here in a detail here. So if you want to join at this point of time also, you can join us. This course, still the 50% code off is available here. So now I will be taking your queries one by one. ठीक है जी. First of all, let me start by taking the queries of the students who are there in the course. ठीक है जी. And I will be taking, so guys, let's have an interaction now. ठीक है जी. Again, I'm repeating guys, if you want to work, ठीक है जी, you are getting, still you can enroll to this specific course here. चलिए जी. With respect to the homework, the students are saying with respect to the homework, देखिए homework आपका ये है कि आपको एक बार क्या करना है, you have to revise the scheme step of April and May. That's the only homework I will be giving you. ठीक है, I will not be giving you any kind of burden here. Just revise the scheme step now. Okay. See, Ritesh, I will say first of all, you can go with the first section schemes on priority first. ठीक है जी, चलिए guys. Now I also want to interact with you. So guys, those of you who have a doubt, kindly raise up your hand also. For the students in the chat box, please raise your hand because I also want to interact with you. Okay, I have Shahana Arif is here, so you can unmute yourself. Shahana, how are you? Hello. Hello, Shahana. You can unmute yourself. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shahana. Shahana, can you switch on your camera also so that it would be really nice to have an interaction with you?
Okay, so wait a minute, I'll switch.
Yes, Shahana. Shahana, can you again? I will be unmuting yourself. I think you are on mute now. Can you unmute yourself now?
Yes, sir. Are you able to listen to me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, sir, I have two doubts regarding the schemes that were discussed in today's class. My first doubt is that we have discussed the day NRLM scheme. So there was like a heading that there were component scheme under the day NRLM scheme. So I have to ask, do we have to separately study these component scheme in details, or just the names are enough to learn?
See, I will be saying at this point of time, from the perspective of phase one, the names would be more than enough because if you look at the previous papers, they have not gone that much in detail that they are asking these sub schemes also. So for most of the time, these components are important because if I talk about NRLM, it's not a case like they are going again into the summary of summary. You can talk about this thing. So they will be basically asking you because NRLM itself is such a big scheme. Okay. So I will say at this point of time, if that has to be gone also, then also I will take, you can take a risk on those things. Reason being that because you have to cover such a lot of schemes. And if I just burden you with this thing, okay, read those also. So
That
तब
would
तो
be
आप मुझे
difficult.
गालियां दे रहे होते कि सर मैं पढ़ूं क्या फिर, है ना? So that's
Yes,
one
sir.
thing I will say. You can relax on those things. You can cover those things. Okay.
sir. And sir, one more question I have. Sir, मनरेगा स्कीम में जब डिस्कशन हो रहा था तो एक मटेरियल कॉस्ट टर्म आया था, वो मुझे
जी,
समझ नहीं आया.
देखिए
So what is
बेसिकली क्या है, मनरेगा बेसिकली क्या है कि यू आर गेटिंग अनस्किल्ड वर्कर्स. अब दो तरह होती है, आप कुछ ना कुछ तो उनसे बनवा रहे हो, दैट इज द कंस्ट्रक्शन विल बी डन हियर. अब
Yes, sir.
कंस्ट्रक्शन में क्या होगा, कुछ ना काइंड ऑफ मटेरियल विल बी यूज्ड हियर. ठीक है. सो दैट
Okay.
मटेरियल दैट इज यूज्ड, व्हिच मींस एक तो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग इज यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग देम द वेजेस फॉर द वर्क दे आर डूइंग, but you are getting some material also, na, the material that is being used here. So that's the material cost that is here. Okay. नॉर्मल जैसे हम घर पे मटेरियल लेके आते हैं वो वाला मटेरियल कॉस्ट है यहाँ.
रॉ मटेरियल की जो कॉस्ट
हाँ
है
हाँ,
वो मटेरियल.
वो वाला पॉइंट. वो जो लिखा है ना 75-25 में गवर्नमेंट बियर करेगा, वो बेसिकली ये वाला मटेरियल कॉस्ट है. तो कोई मटेरियल यूज हो रहा है किसी कंस्ट्रक्शन में या किसी जगह पे, तो उसकी कॉस्टिंग क्या है, दैट विल बी डन दैट वे.
Okay.
ठीक है. एंड हाउ यू हैव लाइक द सेशन, मजा आया, मतलब होगी
Yes,
स्कीम्स
sir. The
क्लियर?
session was really interesting, especially the mnemonics which you have taught us. They were really helpful and some were very comedy as well.
Chalo, that's really nice. And guys, I would again request all of you, if you really like the session, do drop us an email also. Even for the YouTube students also, guys, if you have really liked the session, you can drop us email also, because that will not just motivate me, it will, मुझे तो करेगा क्योंकि मैं कल का सेशन और अच्छा लेके आऊँ आपके लिए. It will motivate the whole team also. ठीक है.
Yes.
So I will be looking at those, looking your mails also. That if you have really liked, do let us know about that also. Okay.
So I'll surely mail.
Definitely. Your doubt is resolved, na, Shahana? This is the main
Yes,
thing.
sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir. All my
okay.
doubts are clear.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, for the class.
Okay, ji. Let's talk about the next person, the Shaurya. What's your doubt? You can unmute yourself.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Shaurya. How are you?
Sir, I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm also good.
Sir, I want to know whether current affair provided in this crash course will be enough, or we need to cover from other sources.
See, Shaurya, I will
Like, sir,
just say
case
one.
cloud.
Haan.
Means, sir, I want to know whether. Yes, sir.
Yes. See, I will say just only one thing to you, that see, with respect to current affairs, at this point of time, I always say to students is that you stick to one source. If you have purchased the crash course, you read this material thoroughly. one thing that I would be advising to every student is that, see, first of all, you cover this course comprehensively. Now, if you have a time, you can solve the MCQs of the other things also. Okay, I will not say you should read multiple sources, because at this point of time, this is the main issue that we can work on. This is the main issue that we will be facing. If you are, let's say, if you are reading multiple sources, then what you will end up in doing nothing, because क्या होगा, आपने वहां से कुछ पढ़ा, कोई पॉइंट मिला तो आप कंफ्यूज हो गए, यार ये नहीं, इनका अच्छा नहीं है, उनका पढ़ता हूँ, फिर मैं करूंगा अच्छा उनमें मिल गया, इसमें नहीं मिला, अच्छा उनका अच्छा, ये अच्छा नहीं है. तो योर माइंड विल बेसिकली बी कंफ्यूज इन दिस थिंग, व्हिच थिंग शुड आई रीड, एंड यू विल, instead of focusing on the topic ना, you will start be getting confused on this thing. अच्छा मैंने ये पढ़ा, पता नहीं ये होगा या नहीं होगा. ठीक है? So I will say you read these things. These are very thorough. You read these things. Along with that, what you can do is, if you have a time, first solve these things, पूरा इसको complete करो. अगर time मिलता है, I would definitely advise you कि अगर आपको कोई सेशंस मिलते हैं या और कोई चीज आपको क्वेश्चंस मिलते हैं सॉल्व करने के लिए फ्रीली अवेलेबल, आप वो कर लीजिए. दैट इज हाउ यू कैन कॉम्प्लीमेंट दिस थिंग. ठीक है? आई विल नॉट से यू शुड गो टू डिफरेंट सोर्सेज. ठीक है? वो फिर इशू क्रिएट हो जाएगा. ठीक है?
Thank you,
एंड
sir.
हाउ यू हैव लाइक द सेशन, Gaurya?
It was very good for me, sir.
Okay, so you have read the schemes earlier on also, or this was the first time you were reading the schemes?
Sir, I'm reading first time, sir.
So you have now understood or been comfortable with the scheme?
Sir, I almost understood, sir, but I need to cover it again, sir, because there are a lot of facts, sir, which I was not able to remember.
Okay. So I will again say, do not worry. ठीक है? I will say one thing, because देखो story बन गई है दिमाग में. ठीक है? Now what you have to do is, when you will be reading the document ना, the story will be coming around and around. So then it will be easy for you to read that thing. है ना?
Yes, sir.
चलो. Any other thing you want to ask me?
No, sir. Fine.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Shaurya. Okay, ji. Let's take the next query. That is, Dushant is here. So Dushant, you can unmute yourself. Hello. Hello, Dushant, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, sir.
Hello, Dushant. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Sir, I have some doubts, like if we consider ESI, the current part of the ESI, last year we can see that around 35-36 questions were from the current part, and hardly 3 to 4 questions were from the static part. So, sir, considering the current part, so we need to cover schemes, reports, current affairs, EduTap current, and apart from this, what we can, sir, do?
See, with respect to current affairs, I will be saying that, see, if I talk about yes, that's right, that the static part of questions are very less in the ESI section. दो चीजें हैं, static ESI में is less, ARD में it's more. ठीक है? So if I talk about the agri current tab part, that's relevant more for the agriculture section, where the static part is dominating basically. Okay. When I talk about your ESI part, yes, it's dominated by current affairs. So there, what are the things here? We always divide ESI current affairs into 3 broad pillars. That is schemes, then we have reports, and then we have current affairs. So if you look at the examination, around 10 to 14 questions you will be seeing from schemes. Similarly, 8, 9 to 10 questions will be from reports. So reports, when I talk about it, is a mixture of normal reports as well as you can talk about the census, as is a mix of that. So that will be there. Remaining questions will be from the current affairs of ESI, which are related to the syllabus.
So, sir, that current affairs that we can cover from the current affairs module that we are getting.
The current time magazine that you have now, the ESI section, that will be relevant for the ESI
that will
part.
cover, right? And sir, schemes like today we were covering April and May month current affairs. So far I have completed July, August and June. 3 months I have completed. So few of the schemes that we discussed today, means I was around 60% schemes I have covered. कुछ रह गया था, ठीक है? तो that वो PDF शेयर करेंगे आप, तो that I will revise from there. तो प्रॉब्लम एक चीज ये हो रहा है कि मतलब पढ़ने पे तो ऐसा फील हो रहा है कि आई नो, बट वो क्वेश्चंस में बनाने में अगर 3 ऑप्शंस है तो 2 आई एम एबल टू पिक, 1 या 2 छूट जा रहा है, 4 ऑप्शंस में 1 छूट जा रहा है, बिकॉज पता नहीं कुछ लग रहा है कि ये मिस्टेक हो जा रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ वो डाटा के कारण या फिर कुछ ऐसा रीजंस की वजह से?
देखो, मैं आपको एक चीज बोलूंगा, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल डू नॉट बी स्ट्रेस्ड, ठीक है। स्कीम्स में सबसे बड़ी चीज पता है क्या होती है? स्कीम्स में एक सबसे बड़ा फैक्ट होता है, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम व्हेन यू गॉट द स्कीम्स ना, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम द क्वेश्चंस गॉट रॉन्ग बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंड इज वी गॉट लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस। इफ यू आर टॉक अबाउट, लेट्स से आपने पढ़ा आवास योजना अर्बन, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल, यू हैव रेड आवास योजना अर्बन, ठीक है। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, लेट्स से यू हैव रेड द बेसिक्स कि अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग में ये होता है, सो आई ऑलवेज से व्हेनेवर यू आर रीडिंग अ स्कीम, what should be a strategy? Strategy should be first of all focus on the basics of the scheme. Basics means the core data. For example, if the data is saying that, let's say in the scheme step also you will be seeing a data that is as on this that these many people have enrolled, or this is the data as per the latest date. That is not the data where you should focus more. मतलब मैं बोलूँगा करना है, बट वो पहले वो नहीं करना, पहले याद करना है स्कीम्स का बेसिक डाटा। जैसे मैं आपको बोलूँ, जैसे अब आपने लेट्स से आवास योजना अर्बन जुलाई में भी आई थी, अभी भी आई है। PM Mitra scheme, again it is in July also. PLI scheme for textiles in July also it was seen. If I talk about the this scheme of the Amjad Rekha, it is again a common scheme that is being seen here. Now your prime focus should be whenever you are reading a scheme, now what you should do is, I will say one thing to you is that what you do, make a small note with yourself. Small note how? Take a page with yourself, and whenever you read a scheme, close down the document or close down your laptop, ठीक है, क्विकली वट एवर यू रिमेंबर जस्ट राइट दैट स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट, ठीक है, उसको लिख लिया। अब क्या किया कि आप लोग उसको लिख के ना अभी सो जाओ, मतलब जैसे शाम को लिखा, रात को जब आप सोने से पहले उसको जितना पढ़ा उसको लिख ले, जो भी पढ़ा आपने उसको एक पेज पे लिखा। अर्ली इन द मॉर्निंग वेकअप, लुक एट दैट पेज, और फिर सोचो कुछ ऐसा तो नहीं जो मैंने मिस किया था। डॉक्यूमेंट कोई नहीं खोलना अभी तक, ठीक है। थर्ड डे यू सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज, नॉट सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज इमीडिएटली, बिकॉज द अल्टीमेट थिंग इज व्हेन यू सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज इमीडिएटली ना, तब सारे ठीक हो जाएंगे।
हो जाता है ऐसा।
1 वीक बाद करोगे तो गलत हो जाएंगे। अब होगा क्या, यू विल बी इन अ पैनिक कि यार अभी तो ठीक हुए थे, सारे गलत हो गए। प्रॉब्लम क्या है, जब लेट्स से सिंपल थिंग है, अब जैसे मैंने अभी एक एग्जांपल दिखाता हूं, अगर मैंने कोई फिल्म देखी है तो मुझे अभी पूछ लो, मुझे पता होगा। मुझे 4 दिन बाद पूछो, शायद मुझे सारी चीजें नहीं पता होंगी, कुछ कुछ पता होंगी। सेम हैपेंस विद स्कीम। सो देन आई ऑलवेज से कि स्कीम्स को पहले दिन आपने पढ़ा, नोट कर लिया, दूसरे दिन आपने सिर्फ वो पेज देखा, थर्ड डे सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज, थर्ड और फोर्थ डे सॉल्व द एमसीक्यूज। अब
सर
जब आपने
वही प्रॉब्लम होता है जैसे उसमें अगर बात करें कि रेशियो बाय व्हाट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट आर शेयरिंग, तो बहुत सारे स्कीम्स में ऐसा होता है 90:10 है हिमालयन स्टेट्स के लिए, या फिर 50-50 60-40 ऐसा है। वो मगअप हो जाता है, कुछ स्कीम्स का सेपरेटली याद नहीं रहता है।
मैं समझ गया, उसके लिए पता क्या करो, उसके लिए एक स्मार्ट अप्रोच दैट यू कैन फॉलो इज, जैसे जिस जिस चीज पे आपको डाउट आता है, लेट्स से यू आर हैविंग डाउट ऑन दिस शेयरिंग ऑफ द स्कीम, बाकी पता है शेयरिंग में डाउट आ रहा है, तो एक पेज लिखो, उसमें सिर्फ लिख लो शेयरिंग ऑफ द स्कीम, सेंट्रल सेक्टर, सेंट्रल स्पॉन्सर लिख दो, सिंपल ये स्कीम्स लिखी, सिर्फ सेंट्रल सेक्टर की जितनी स्कीम्स पड़ी हैं लिख दी एक जगह पे। सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड 60-40 वाली स्कीम्स लिख ली, सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड 90-10 वाली स्कीम लिख ली। नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन इज दुष्यंत, उससे क्या होगा अल्टीमेटली, when you are going, सिर्फ उस डॉक्यूमेंट को डेली देखना है, याद नहीं करना। आई ऑलवेज से डू नॉट क्रैम द थिंग, बिकॉज जनरली व्हाट यूज्ड टू हैपन इज व्हेन यू स्टार्ट क्रैमिंग द स्कीम ना, इट क्रिएट्स अ प्रॉब्लम। फिर क्या होगा, जब आप 4 दिन बाद 5 दिन बाद जब आप पेपर में बैठोगे, ठीक है, तो अभी आपको रिवाइज ऐसे करना, जैसे मैंने आपको एक्सरसाइज दी, आपने फर्स्ट डे रिवाइज किया, सेकेंड डे उस पेज को देखा, एमसीक्यू सॉल्व किए, तो उसके बाद एक रिवीजन दी टू द थिंग, पेज में लिखा जो जो चीज गलत है वो रेड पेन से लिखी, अब उसको 7th डे 10th डे 14th डे 18th डे सिर्फ इसको लुकआउट करना है, क्रैम नहीं करना। 7th डे देख लिया एक बार डॉक्यूमेंट दोबारा खोल के, अच्छा इसमें ये चीज थी, 10th डे देख लिया, 14th डे देख लिया। सेम गोज विद दिस लेक्चर आल्सो, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दिस लेक्चर टुडे यू विल रिमेंबर मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स। 2 दिन बाद देखोगे गलती फिर आएगी कि यार क्या हो गया, पता ही नहीं चला क्या हो गया। So what you used to do? Today you have taken a lecture, you will be getting the PDFs now, ठीक है, read that PDF, at least go it once. अब आप क्या करो, let's say on Tuesday, you do not have to read the scheme now, just solve the MCQs on Tuesday, then think how much of you have remembered. फिर Tuesday के बाद इसी PDF को आपको देखना है संडे को, ठीक है। तो समझ रहे हो, मंडे आज हुआ, ट्यूसडे हुआ, संडे हुआ, अब क्या है, यू आर कंसिस्टेंटली लुकिंग इनटू द डॉक्यूमेंट। जब आप कंसिस्टेंटली देखोगे तो क्या होगा, एक तो आपका माइंड ट्रेंड है कि अच्छा एक दिन भूला कुछ नहीं, वो जो फियर आता है ना कि मुझे भूल गया, वो नहीं आएगा, ठीक है। दिस इज हाउ यू कैन वर्क ऑन दीज थिंग्स।
सर जैसे कि अगर स्कीम्स के अगर जुलाई का हम लोग कंसीडर करें तो फॉर एग्जांपल लेट से कि जो नोट्स है जो मैंने मतलब क्लासेस ले रखे हैं तो वहाँ से मैं पीडीएफ मेरे पास प्रिंट है, सो आई एम रीडिंग फ्रॉम देयर। तो फॉर लेट से कि 20 स्कीम्स आर कवर्ड इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई, ठीक है। तो जो अभी आप मतलब अभी जो क्रैश कोर्स हो रहा है इसमें मान लेते हैं कि यू आर कवरिंग अराउंड 15 आउट ऑफ द 20 मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट स्कीम्स। तो जो 5 रह गया है उसको भी रिवाइज करना है या बस जो अभी डिस्कस हो रहा है दैट शुड बी माय फोकस एरिया?
सी देखिए, आई विल से व्हाट वी आर डूइंग हियर इज वी आर कवरिंग द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट करंट स्कीम्स। अगर वो लेट्स से 25 स्कीम्स हैं, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल, आपका 20 है, मैंने 15 करवा दी क्योंकि बिकॉज आई आल्सो हैव अ टाइम क्रंच, आई कैन नॉट कवर ईच एंड एवरी स्कीम। ठीक है, जैसे आज मैंने ऑलमोस्ट 50 क्वेश्चन था तो हमारे ऑलमोस्ट 3 साढ़े 3 घंटे हुए पढ़ते पढ़ते। ठीक है ना? तो क्या होता है, टाइम क्रंच होगा, बट आई ऑलवेज से आई आल्सो हैंड पिक द इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम्स व्हिच आई नो वर कंसिस्टेंटली सीन इन न्यूज़। ठीक है, जो 2-3 बच्चे होंगे मैं ऑब्वियसली बोलूंगा कि यार इनको एक बार रीड कर लेना आप। ठीक है, तो यू रीड दोज ऑल्सो, बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दीज थिंग्स हियर वी विल बी कवरिंग दोज इंपॉर्टेंट, जैसे मन में डाउट फ्लैगशिप स्कीम कब कहाँ पे होंगी, ये वाली न्यूज में वो वाली न्यूज में, तो दैट आई विल बी कवरिंग। सो विच एग्जांपल आवास योजना अर्बन, आई हैव पिक्ड इट दैट वे बिकॉज आई नो इट्स इन जुलाई आल्सो, इट वाज इन अप्रैल आल्सो, इट वाज इन जुलाई आल्सो, सो आई पिक्ड
जुलाई
इट
में
हैंड।
पढ़ा था मैंने, हाँ।
हाँ, तो वही मैंने हैंड पिक किया कि नहीं यार वो भी पढ़नी है। महिला सेविंग सर्टिफिकेट स्कीम देखिए जुलाई में न्यूज में था, क्योंकि फर्स्ट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया जुलाई में न्यूज में आया था एक्चुअली। ठीक है, और ये जो इंटरेस्ट रेट वाला पॉइंट है ये मई में आया था, मई जून में आया था।
Sir, and apart from reports, schemes, and current affairs, union budget and economic survey we have to come we have to do.
बजट एंड इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ना, मैं आपको दुष्यंत बोलूंगा, जो आपकी क्लास होगी ना आप
Hmm.
उसको देख लेना, दैट विल बी मोर देन इनफ।
Okay, ठीक है। And sir, for current affairs, June, July, August, September will be fine, or we have to go beyond that also?
आई विल बी सेइंग जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर विल बी फाइन, बिकॉज देखिए अब आपके पास टाइम कम है। ठीक है, मैं आपको बोलूं कि जनरली बोलता हूँ 5 मंथ्स पढ़िए, बट आई विल से द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट विल बी दिस लास्ट 3 to 4 months, so जून
I
जुलाई
have
अगस्त सितंबर विल बी द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट वन।
I have started sir 10 days back only.
सो देन आई विल बी सेइंग फिर तो आप जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर पकड़ लो अच्छी तरह, उसमें से गलती नहीं निकालनी बस। ठीक है,
Okay.
मैं
And
आपको
sir,
एक लीवरेज और देता हूँ, थोड़ा सा आसान कर, जून भी छोड़ दो। ठीक है, सो दैट बिकॉज आई सी द वन थिंग आई ऑलवेज वांट टू से एवरीवन टू यू इज, आई ऑलवेज से लास्ट 3 months आर इंपॉर्टेंट। मैं नहीं कह रहा फोर्थ फिफ्थ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं, इंपॉर्टेंट वो भी है, तभी तो मैं 5 months बोलता हूँ। बट इट टोटली डिपेंड्स कि मेरे पास कितना मैं पढ़ सकता हूँ और उसको मुझे रिवाइज भी करना है। तो आप 3 months इतने अच्छी तरह कर लीजिए कि उनमें से गलत कुछ ना हो।
क्लासेज में तो सितंबर के लास्ट मंथ तक अपडेट धीरे धीरे होता ही रहेगा।
बिल्कुल
तो
बिल्कुल,
हाँ, तो वो अगर टाइम बचेगा तो आई विल कवर जून, अगर फिर
हाँ जी,
देखते हैं।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
ठीक है सर, एक चीज और रह गया है, ये जो एक टैब है मिसलेनियस वाला टैब क्लासेस में, तो मिसलेनियस वाला टैब में रिपोर्ट्स उसके करने हैं या फिर जस्ट आई विल गो थ्रू द एमसीक्यू?
देखिए मिसलेनियस अगर आपके पास टाइम कम है तो आप एमसीक्यू से भी कर सकते हो, डेफिनेट आप सीधा एमसीक्यू ही कर लीजिए। ठीक है, क्योंकि देखिए अगर टाइम कम है तो मैं फिर नहीं बोलूंगा आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स रीड कीजिए, आप सीधा एमसीक्यूज कर लीजिए।
अच्छा,
ठीक है,
ठीक है सर,
ठीक है,
थैंक यू।
तो क्लियर द डाउट। ठीक है, और
यस सर।
सेशन कैसा लगा, मजा आया?
हाँ सर, अच्छा लगा।
हाँ, क्लियर हो गए डाउट अब?
हाँ हाँ।
ठीक है, चलो, इफ यू आर रियली लाइक डू ड्रॉप अस एन ईमेल आल्सो। ठीक है जी, अगर मजा आया सेशन का। ठीक है, एंड देन आई विल मीट यू टुमारो। ठीक है जी, कल जो आपने अब जून जुलाई पढ़ा है तो कल पर बस एक ही बोलूंगा, टेंशन नहीं लेनी। अगर नहीं भी हो रहा ना, जैसे आप बोल रहे हो गलती हो रही है, तो आप क्या करो, पक्का डेफिनेटली काम करो जितना आपको आपने पढ़ा था, और जो पॉइंट्स आपको लगे यार ये मैंने पढ़े थे ये मिस हो गए, तो उसको लिखो जरूर एक जगह पे, सो दैट देन इट विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू कि कहाँ पे गलती हो रही है।
सबसे जो मैंने इवेलुएट किया खुद, जो सेक्शनल टेस्ट होते हैं उसमें मैंने जो सबसे ज्यादा जो 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 कमी निकल के आ रहा है वही, अगर 3 ऑप्शन है तो 2 आई एम एबल टू पिक, एक कहीं ना कहीं कुछ गलत हो जा रहा है जस्ट बिकॉज वो नंबर की वजह से या डाटा याद नहीं रह रहा है, मगअप हो जा रहा है वही।
ठीक है, तो बस कोर डाटा याद रखो स्कीम का। ठीक है, जैसे अभी आईपीएम इतना ही पड़ा है, वो 300 करोड़ 500 करोड़ वो याद रखना है, कितने खुले हैं वो मेन है। अब वो पीएम इतना आज इधर खुल गया उधर खुल गया, वो उतना अभी तक उतर नहीं जाना, पहले कोर तो स्कीम पढ़ ली। ठीक है,
ओके
चल,
ओके सर, थैंक यू सो
ठीक है,
मच।
ओके दुष्यंत, ओके जी, लेट्स टॉक टू यू नाउ नवदीप, व्हाट्स योर क्वेरी नाउ? देन गाइस देयर आर सम स्टूडेंट्स वेटिंग ऑन द यूट्यूब आल्सो, आई विल बी टेकिंग योर क्वेरीज आल्सो। ओके जी, वन बाय वन। चलिए नवदीप, व्हाट्स योर क्वेरी? यू कैन अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ।
हाँ जी सर, आई एम ऑडिबल सर?
यस नवदीप, कैन यू स्विच ऑन योर कैमरा आल्सो नवदीप?
यस सर।
यस नवदीप।
तो सर मुझे पूछना था कि जैसे जो रिपोर्ट टैप और करंट टैप और स्कीम टैप, तो इसके अलावा सर जो एग्री करंट टैप और एग्री रिपोर्ट टैप है, तो इन दोनों को भी कवर करना है या करंट टैप में ही हो जाएगा कवर?
नहीं देखिए, एग्री रिपोर्ट टाइप ना आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि जो एग्रीकल्चर के स्पेसिफिक टू हार्डकोर एआरडी करंट अफेयर्स है ना, वो आपके एग्री करंट टैप में कवर होती हैं। जैसे कि
ओके
लेट्स से
सर।
खरीफ क्रॉप, राबी क्रॉप वाली न्यूज वो एग्री करंट टैप में है। करंट टैप में भी कुछ कुछ न्यूज एग्रीकल्चर ही कवर होती हैं, बट दैट इज बेसिकली जो कहीं ना कहीं ईएसआई ओरिएंटेड है। जो
ठीक
हार्डकोर
है सर।
एग्रीकल्चर वाली न्यूज है वो हम लोग एग्री करंट टैप में ही डाल रहे हैं। विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एग्री रिपोर्ट्स टैब वाला जो आप पॉइंट बोल रहे हो, हाँ जी देखिए, उसमें जैसे एग्रीकल्चर की इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट्स हैं, लाइक इफ आई टॉक अबाउट जैसे नाबार्ड की एनुअल रिपोर्ट है, या फिर
हाँ
अभी
जी सर,
नाबार्ड ने
सेंसस
कॉपरेटिव
होती है,
हेल्थ में रिपोर्ट,
सेंसस हैं
हाँ
कहीं।
सेंसस एससीसी, वो
यस सर।
इंपॉर्टेंट है। ठीक है ना, बट
ठीक है
उसके लिए भी
सर।
आपका सेशन होगा, ठीक है, शामली में आएंगी यहाँ पे, तो आपको बोलूंगा अगर आपके पास टाइम कम है तो आप वो सेशंस देख लेना, दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल।
ठीक
ठीक
है
है
सर।
ना।
ठीक है। ठीक है, और अभी सर जैसे अब मतलब अप्रैल मई के हम स्कीम्स और ये पढ़े सर के, या जून से ही करते हैं?
देखिए, इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन कि आपको कैसे है। अगर आपको लग रहा है कि आप के पास टाइम कम है, तो आई विल से जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर, ये 4 महीने, या फिर ऐसे जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, लास्ट थ्री
ठीक है
मंथ्स।
सर।
ठीक है। अगर लग रहा है कि नहीं यार, मैंने जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर एक बार पढ़ लिया है, जैसे मैंने जुलाई अगस्त पढ़ लिया और मेरे पास टाइम है, तो देन आई विल से जून और अप्रैल भी आप रीड, जून और मई भी रीड कर लीजिए।
ठीक है सर।
ठीक है, बट पहले ये नहीं कहना कि पहले ये नहीं करना कि आपको अप्रैल में से स्टार्ट करना है, आपको स्टार्ट लेटेस्ट मंथ से ही करना है। अगस्त
ठीक
जैसे
है।
चल रहा है तो अभी अगस्त हो, तो पहले अगस्त ही पढ़ना है, फिर जुलाई पढ़ना है, फिर अप्रैल मई पे आना है। ठीक
ठीक है।
है।
ठीक है
बाकी हम तो
मतलब।
आपको अप्रैल में यहाँ पे करवा ही देंगे, जो हमें लग रहा है कि
राइट सर।
इंपॉर्टेंट है वो चीज हम यहाँ से करवा देंगे। ठीक है, तो
ठीक
आप
है,
उसको
मतलब
सेशन,
अगस्त से, अगस्त की स्कीम, फिर रिपोर्ट टैप, फिर करंट टैप, ऐसे
हाँ
मतलब
फिर
मंथ।
जुलाई वो, ठीक है, वैसे
ठीक
भी कर
है।
सकते हो आप।
ठीक है सर, थैंक
ठीक
यू
है।
सर, थैंक यू
और
सर।
नवदीप, सेशन कैसा लगा आपको?
सर बहुत बहुत बढ़िया।
बहुत बढ़िया, ठीक
पूरा
है, डाउट क्लियर हो
कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव
गए?
था। पूरा कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव था सर।
चलो अच्छी बात है। सो डू ड्रॉप मी एन ईमेल आल्सो इफ यू रियली लाइक द सेशन, ठीक है ना।
जी सर। जी
और
सर।
फिर भी कल मिलते हैं अब आपको, ठीक है
हाँ
ना,
जी
विद
सर,
द
हाँ
नेक्स्ट
जी सर,
सेशन।
हाँ जी
ठीक है,
सर, यस सर, यस सर।
चलो, okay Navdeep. Okay guys,
थैंक
so
यू।
guys, if there are students on YouTube, so if they have any kind of query, they can ask me the query also, so I can, let's take your query one by one. I think there's one query that is Shivam is saying, sir, as a working aspirant, please give me some tips. So Shivam, I will be saying you have to basically, आपको अपना टाइम डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा सुबह और शाम में। ठीक है जी, कि कितना कितना टाइम आप डिवोट कर सकते हो, वो आपको डिवोट करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे। ठीक है जी, आई विल से सुबह आप अपना टाइम फिक्स कर लीजिए करंट अफेयर्स का, और या फिर आप शाम को वीडियोस देख सकते हैं जो हम लोग यूट्यूब पे प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं। उसी के साथ ही आई विल से कि आप अपना टाइम स्लॉट नई वीडियोस देख लीजिए और उसको कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते जाइए अपने, अगर आपके खुद के नोट्स बने हैं उसके साथ। See, Janvi, I will be saying that the schemes, if you are cramming that scheme, it will be a burden. ठीक है, क्रैम मत कीजिए आप उस स्कीम को, आप उस स्कीम को अंडरस्टैंड कीजिए। ठीक है जी, और उसको बेसिकली समझ लीजिए क्या चीजें हो रही हैं, वो मेन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग है। ठीक है। और स्कीम्स में पता क्या है, आप इनको, जैसे आज आपने आज स्कीम्स देखी, तो इसको एक बार, जितनी स्कीम्स आज ने देखी है, इसको एक बार रीड कर लीजिए, रिवाइज कर लीजिए, फिर फर्दर ऑन ऐसे ऐसे करके आप स्कीम्स करते रहिए, आपकी स्कीम्स हेल्पफुल हो जाएंगी आपके लिए। ठीक है, इस तरह करके आप पढ़ सकती हैं। बिकॉज आई नो, आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड स्कीम्स थोड़ी सी डाटा हैवी है, बट दैट्स हाउ यू कैन रीड दोस थिंग्स। ठीक है, आप जो, जैसे हम, अगर आप क्रैश कोर्स के मेंबर हैं तो यू कैन दे कम हियर। यहाँ पे आज का पर्सपेक्टिव ये था आज की क्लास में कि, ताकि आई नो कि क्लास लंबी है, बट क्लास में वी वांट टू डिस्कस ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, ताकि कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव स्कीम कवरेज आपकी हो जाए, वे यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड ईच एंड एवरीथिंग हियर। ठीक है, दैट इज द थिंग हियर। Anything guys, anything you want to ask me, I am here for a minute or so. On YouTube students, guys, YouTube students, if you have a doubt, you can ask me the doubt here. Rama Rana is saying, sir, I have scored 59%. देखिए Rama, I will be saying you can drop an email at hello@edutap.co.in. ठीक है ना, और वहां से आप जो है, इट कैन हेल्प यू ऑन दैट। ठीक है, आप hello@edutap.co.in पे मेल कर दीजिए, और आपको वहां पे जो है वो इस क्वेरी का आंसर मिल जाएगा। प्रिया इज सेइंग, सर प्लीज गिव मोर लाइव क्लासेस। ठीक है जी, फॉर स्कीम्स इन द मंथ वाइज पार्ट। So see Priya, these will be available in the live practice sessions. ठीक है, so the live, if you have enrolled to the live practice course, then you will be able to see the schemes. ठीक है, जैसे आज हम लोग पढ़ा रहे हैं अप्रैल और मई पढ़ा है, कल लाइव प्रैक्टिस सेशन ही होगा यहाँ पे जुलाई अगस्त का, सॉरी जून जुलाई का, फिर अगस्त का है, फिर सितंबर का है। सो दीज विल बी कवर्ड हियर ऑल्सो। ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे मंथ वाइज ही हमने प्लान किया है। Thanks a lot, Janvi, for if you have liked the story type teaching. That's really nice. If you have really liked, so ठीक है ना? Yes, I will try to cover the rest of the schemes that I will be discussing in the upcoming sessions also in the story-wise way, so that it could help you in retaining the schemes. ठीक है? बाकी if you really like the session, do drop me an email also. ठीक है जी? At hello@edutap.co.in, because it will motivate me also. ठीक है? Your small comments really motivates me, and it even I always thought how I can help you in a better way. तो और story better कैसे बन सकती है? ठीक है जी? Any other doubt, guys? Any other doubt if anyone has on YouTube, you can ask me. I will be saying, देखिए लाइव अगर इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे अगर आपने बिल्कुल नहीं किया तो मैं आपको बोलूंगा आप लाइव सेशन तो टेस्ट विल रियली हेल्प यू, बिकॉज दैट विल रियली हेल्प यू स्कोर गुड मार्क्स. डेफिनेटली दे विल रियली हेल्प यू. ठीक है, जैसे अगर आपने शिवम आपने खुद अगर प्रेपरेशन किया, सेल्फ प्रिपेयर कर, सो दैट इट विल कॉम्प्लीमेंट योर प्रिपरेशन एंड इट विल रियली हेल्प यू. थैंक्स अ लॉट प्रिया. ठीक है जी. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for the day. I'm not seeing any query now. ठीक है जी. So again, guys, wishing you all the best. ठीक है जी. For the examination and for the live practice session students, I will be meeting you yesterday. And for the YouTube students, guys, you can subscribe to this course. Tomorrow we have the second section of scheme. तो अगर आपको चीज मजा आया है, ऐसा टीचिंग अच्छा लग रहा है, तो you can again subscribe to the course of the EduTap. The link is given in the description below in your YouTube videos. ठीक है, so you can click on that link and you can subscribe to and you can purchase the course. ठीक है जी. So okay guys, I will meet you tomorrow. ठीक है जी.